be a lot of energy and a lot of support in Canada, and I think the boys are really fired up for it.
Excitement for soccer fans reaches a fever pitch. In just a few hours, we'll find out who Canada will face at next summer's FIFA World Cup.
I was not prepared to go forward and have that civil war and drive that divide.
What's next for an opposition party in turmoil after John Rustad officially resigns as leader?
I just want this nightmare to end.
After nearly 300 days of waiting, the parents of a 15-year-old autistic boy shot and killed by RCMP in Surrey finally have some answers into their son's death. Well, good morning, everyone. It's Friday, December 5th. Welcome to Your Morning Vancouver. I'm Carrie Adams. Well, Vancouver is waking up to a wave of World Cup excitement this morning as fans gather for a final draw watch party. In just hours, we'll know who Canada will face and which teams could be playing here in Vancouver next summer. The draw in Washington, D.C. is being set up as a glitzy, star-packed event at the John F. Kennedy Center, the next milestone on the road to the World Cup. CTV's Reagan Hasegawa is live at Craft Beer Market in False Creek for the official Vancouver watch party. Good morning, Reagan. The energy is already starting to build there. Sounds like it's bumping down there.
Good morning, Carrie. Yes, they are still in the process of setting up here this morning, but they're expecting up to 600 people to come here and celebrate what's going to feel like a World Cup celebration before the matches even begin. So the excitement is growing here. We know that soccer star and Canadian legend Christine Sinclair will be hosting the watch party here today as we are just, hours away now from finding out Canada's path to the World Cup, as well as which Vancouver matchups are going to happen.
It's a huge moment. We're all, as a fan, I sit there and watch these events all the time because I want to see where my country is going to be placed.
Canada, Mexico, and the U.S. are hosts, so they've been placed in the first pot of the draw alongside higher-ranked teams, making it less likely they'll face the toughest opponents early in the tournament. With so many rules and caveats, FIFA will be using computer software to help ensure groups are balanced. After all 48 teams are placed into groups of 4, we'll find out where they'll play. We already know Canada will have 2 matches at BC Place, and while the official draw unfolds in Washington, Vancouver's watch party, led by Christine Sinclair, will be following every moment live. And fans are really hoping Vancouver is going to land some big-name matchups. We're going to have reaction here all morning long, and a reminder that you can watch the draw itself on TSN at 9 this morning. Carrie?
Very exciting. Okay, Reagan Hasegawa joining us live. Thanks for that. Well, John Rustad says he will not run for re-election, but will stay on as an MLA. This after he gave in to pressure from his own party and officially resigned as the leader of the BC Conservatives. Rustad took the party from a single seat in the legislature to the cusp of winning last year's election. However, after months of internal fighting and multiple caucus members leaving the party under his reign, a letter by 20 party members was sent asking him to step down. Though Rustad says he was encouraged to stay on by family and some other party members, he felt he couldn't in good faith.
But in order to do that would be the creation of a civil war. It can never be about me. If it becomes about me, then I'm here for the wrong reasons.
Surrey MLA Trevor Halford has been named interim leader of the party, but says he won't seek the official position. Well, turning to breaking news now, Canada's employment rate slightly increased in November, with 54,000 more people working now. This comes as unemployment dropped 0.4 points to 6.5% after slightly rising in October. Statistics Canada says employment growth was concentrated among youth with just under a 2% increase. In BC, employment made a big jump, up 6.2%, while unemployment fell by 4.3%. The newest numbers mark the last major data release before the Bank of Canada's final interest rate decision for the year next week. Well, 9 months after a review began into the Provincial Health Services Authority, there are major cuts underway. 1,100 administrative and management positions have been axed or left unfilled. The ministry estimates that's $60 million a year in savings. All health authorities will begin sharing administrative services under a new organization on everything from legal services to data and digital communications.
While the authority review has been going on, the health authorities have already been making changes. They have interim expenditure management measures that are in place. They have already saved $260 million this fiscal year.
The final results and recommendations are expected early next year. The City of Vancouver is looking to terminate 10 volunteer-run committees that help inform city policy. Some of the impacted groups include the 2S LGBTQ+ Advisory Committee, the Renters Advisory Committee, and the Women's Advisory Group. The groups are made up of volunteers who provide input on city policies, inform motions, and keep council accountable. They say the possible cuts are due to capacity issues ahead of the FIFA World Cup, next year's municipal election, and a large number of public hearings. Councillors will vote on the report next Tuesday. If approved, the terms for the committees will come to an end in January. A proposed supportive housing development is facing backlash in Burnaby. Dozens gathered outside of BC Housing in Burnaby and listened to leaders of Burnaby Neighbourhood Watch, We Vote Burnaby, and Keep Richmond Safe. All were there to oppose the 50-unit proposed project located near Kingsway and Imperial Streets. BC Housing says it reached out to residents within 150 meters of the site, but those at the meeting say that wasn't enough. They fear the project will raise concerns around safety for the community.
Track record of public disorder, open drug use, drug deals.
We do not want a site where open drug use is exposed in front of children. We do not want any community member potentially stepping on needles. We oppose an increase of preventable crime in the area.
In a statement, BC Housing says people in Burnaby continue to experience homelessness and, quote, this development will provide stability and access to health services, improving lives and community safety. An organization that fights human trafficking is calling on the province to create a more targeted strategy to fight this often hidden crime. Newly released data shows that calls to Canada's human trafficking hotline hit a record high in 2024. The hotline received more than 5,000 calls across Canada, and most were linked to sex trafficking. While those numbers have not gone up in BC, trafficking in our province remains a big concern.
Since we launched the hotline, about 9% of cases that we identified took place in British Columbia, but we know that's only the tip of the iceberg. And while BC was actually initially a leader in anti-human trafficking, we really haven't seen that sustained.
In July, the province and RCMP launched a 12-member unit to coordinate the fight against human trafficking. So far, it's taken on 5 cases, including one that is now under review for charges. Mounties believe a recent spike in human trafficking files is the result of better tracking and police awareness. Well, Mounties in Port Coquitlam have released dash cam video of a serious crash in hopes of advancing their investigation. You're looking at video from a nearby vehicle at the intersection of Lougheed Highway and Westwood Street. According to RCMP, officers responded at around 2 p.m. Tuesday to the scene, where a vehicle slowing for the red light was rear-ended before both vehicles struck a third car and several pedestrians. Police say one driver sustained serious injuries and was transported to hospital. Alcohol and drug impairment are not suspected to be factors. Anyone with information is asked to contact Coquitlam RCMP. The Vancouver Whitecaps are gearing up for the MLS Cup for the first time ever. The team will be in Florida to take on Lionel Messi and his Inter Miami squad. This is the first time ever the Caps have reached this stage of competition. Vancouver has beaten Miami twice this year already, taking a 2-0 victory in league play in May, then downing the club 3-1 weeks later in the semifinal of the CONCACAF Champions Cup. First kick on the pitch goes at 11:30. Very exciting. Well, it is day 2 of Toy Mountain at Guildford Town Centre as we try to help as many families as we can this holiday season. And that's where we find our Stephanie Florian this morning, hanging out with your little antlers on your head. Good morning, Steph. Good to see you.
Ho, ho, ho. Good morning. It is a festive Friday. Everybody's here, the whole team. We've got all of our radio friends. We're off to a rocking start. Look how many toys were donated yesterday. It is early this morning, so if you haven't already, you need to come and visit us. Loving this. Give the gift of music that always gives back. So bring your unwrapped toy. All these donations are going to the Lower Mainland Christmas Bureau. We have a lot of ways to go up here to build this mountain. It is such a special day for us here, and our whole family's here. Not only that, you're going to get to come until 10 a.m. and grab yourself a Triple O's Sunny Start breakfast. You're going to get a voucher, head out to the food truck, and you're going to get to give a high five. We've got Holly and Nira here. We've got Nat and True. The whole crew is here, and all of this is just going to be filling love and helping families in need. So it's such a huge day for us, and don't forget those umbrellas because it is pretty wet outside. It's nice and warm in here, though. So lots to look forward to. It's going to be a great day. You've got until 7 o'clock tonight. Let's take a look at the weather out there. So yes, it is dreary, but it is warm and fuzzy, all bright and merry inside here at Guildford Town Centre. So you're going to want to come and visit us. You got until 7 o'clock tonight. We do have some fog advisories in place. That's for Prince George as well as for the Cariboo until late this morning. It'll be near zero visibility. And as far as snowfall, yeah, we're going to be getting rain all along the coast, but inland higher elevations expecting about 15 to 20 centimeters with a yellow warning in effect right now, and that's for the Shuswap as well as for the Western Columbia region. Highway 1, if you're doing any traveling, it is Friday, holidays, December, it's all happening. And as you're heading out the door, we'll likely get a little bit of a break later tonight as far as the rainfall goes, but it is going to be a dreary one. I've got your 5-day coming up, but let's get back here to Toy Mountain. Let's get you down here. There's a red carpet that you can walk. We take cash donations. We've got a place that you can tap and go. So on your way to work, on your way to your weekend plans, you're going to want to stop by here and say hi to everyone because we are doing what we can here to give back. It is that time. We're giving back, and we want you to come and join us. Back to you, Carrie.
All right. Well, it looks like that mountain is really growing in behind you. That is great to see.
It's growing. There's so many awesome toys. It's so fun, and we're just getting started. So get ready for a great morning ahead.
Amazing. Thanks, Steph. We'll talk to you later. Well, we're getting a deeper look into the things we wanted to learn more about this past year by Googling it. Yeah, from big sporting events that united our country to politics to memes that we still don't understand. A closer look at what we were searching for, still to come. But first,
we don't want this to happen to another family.
Reaction from the family of a Surrey teen with autism as the police watchdog releases its findings into his fatal shooting. That's next. Welcome back, everyone. BC's police watchdog has released its findings into the fatal shooting of a Surrey teen with autism. The family of Chase de Ballenhard has been waiting nearly 10 months for answers into their son's death. The IIO has ruled that the officers who opened fire were legally justified. CTV's Reagan Hasegawa has the exclusive interview with Chase's parents. And a warning to you, the details in this story may be disturbing to some of our viewers.
It's been 298 days of torture.
For nearly 10 months, Crystal and Rick de Ballenhard have waited to learn how their 15-year-old son died during a confrontation with RCMP. The Independent Investigations Office has now cleared officers of wrongdoing, but confirms none had autism-specific training.
And there are major gaps in how police are trained to deal with neurodivergent individuals. They did not recognize Chase was in sensory overload.
Chase, who functioned developmentally like a 10-year-old, left home with a pellet gun without his parents' knowledge. The IIO says he called 911, reporting he had a gun, was suicidal, and that he was autistic. Witnesses described him as blank and confused, but none of them said he threatened them directly. Police believe the weapon was real and say he pointed it at them before they fired. 2 officers shot nearly simultaneously. One round missed and hit a home. The other struck Chase in the chest.
Although Chase was tragically killed, there was no offense committed by any officers in causing Chase's death.
The IAO says officers had no autism recognition or communication training and notes sensory overload may have prevented Chase from processing commands. The report says both officers fired at the same time after assessing an imminent threat, but experts say another factor is possible.
So I've also heard of situations where one officer fires and it triggers the officer, a second officer, to fire as well, because you hear a bang and sometimes you don't even know it.
Chase's death has already led to promised reforms. Following a CTV News investigation, the province revised its upcoming autism-specific training after initially failing to consult major autism organizations. A coroner's inquest, which could take years, is expected to examine inconsistencies, training gaps, and hear from the officer who fired the fatal shot, but did not speak to the IAO.
We don't want this to happen to another family.
I do think it'll make everyone in our society do better when it comes to, like I said, vulnerable individuals. And I do think police have been open to improving the knowledge of their members with respect to autism.
For the de Balinhards, the report brings some clarity, but not closure.
Policing without autism-specific training is policing without essential knowledge.
Autism-specific training has been promised by the province this fall. The BC Coroner Service will now decide when to begin its inquest. Chase's family says he wanted to change the world, and now they're determined to make sure he still does. Reagan Hasegawa, CTV News, Surrey.
Well, a New Zealand restaurant welcomes dogs, but this animal was a first.
I think everyone's in shock. It was a lot of, oh, I can't believe this is happening.
Now, I'll tell you what happened when a baby seal waddled into the bar. We'll have that story still to come. But first, from big hits to politics, we'll take a look at the top questions we asked Google this year. And we are live at Guildford Town Centre all morning watching Toy Mountain grow and grow. Wow, this is quite a difference compared to where we were at this time yesterday. This is all in support of the Lower Mainland Christmas Bureau. We're back in a moment. Stick around.
Today is the final day of CTV's Toy Mountain. We are on site at Guildford Town Centre until 7 o'clock tonight, collecting new unwrapped toys in support of the Lower Mainland Christmas Bureau. Come say hi, drop off your donation, and help us build this mountain. Together, we're going to put smiles on a whole lot of faces for the holidays. If you can't make it out and you want to help, donate online at ctvvancouver.ca. Toy Mountain is made possible by our friends at Alpine Credits, Applewood Auto Group, and Triple O's.
Yeah, and a special thanks to all of our sponsors and for everyone in the community who's clearly been going down to Toy Mountain at Guildford Town Centre staff, because that mountain has grown so much since we were there yesterday. I can't believe the difference.
Oh, it's huge. It's massive. The magic, it's all magical because of all of our viewers, everybody who's come out to donate. It's so fantastic. And we're only halfway there. We have all of today until 7 o'clock. Bring your unwrapped toys. Come and walk. Look at this. You get to walk the red carpet as well up to our mountain. So that's pretty exciting. And don't forget all the different ages when you're trying to pick out what to buy. I love this idea, especially on a rainy day in Vancouver. Hairdryer. Great idea. Ceramic hairdryer. I love this. So don't forget all the teens out there, because we've got everything for the little guys. Don't forget the teenagers. We're going to have it all covered thanks to the Lower Mainland Christmas Bureau. They're going to take care of all these gifts by the end of tonight. You've got until 7 o'clock this evening. You can come and high five all of our radio stars here. I'm going to show you. We're going to circle around and say hi to all of our friends here. We've got Nat and Drew. We've got Holly and Nira, and we'll come spread some cheer with them in just a little bit here. But bring your cash donations. Stop by. We're even going to give you a voucher to hit that food truck outside for a Triple O's Sunny Start breakfast, because it's all sunshine, magic, and giving in here. This is just doing such a huge help to so many families in need. So big day for us here. It's day 2 Toy Mountain. Today's the last day, so get down here. Let's take a look at the weather outside. It's a little bit frightening. Don't be discouraged, though, because it is all warm and fuzzy in here. So as far as temperatures today, we're hitting a high of 9, a little bit milder, a little bit warmer than yesterday. Seasonal is 7 degrees. We broke a record in 1939, looking at the almanac. And we are going to be dark out there until 7:51, but it's all lights, bright and merry, ho, 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 inside Guildford Town Center. So bring your cash donation, tap your card. Everybody's here to help out. We've got fresh coffee. And as far as the rest of the province goes, it is going to be a wet one along the coast and a snowy one inland, interior region. We do have some snowfall warnings I'll tell you about coming up. But we are expecting snow in higher elevations today with this frontal system. So get ready for some snowy conditions for our local mountains just in time for the holidays. And as far as your 5-day goes, tomorrow, Saturday, we are expecting a few breaks between some showers, a risk of showers tomorrow, and then it's soggy from there on out. So forget the rain, come inside, come and spread some holiday joy. Help us build Toy Mountain. We want to double, triple this today. So we need your help. Come down and we'll see you down here soon. Back to you, Carrie.
All right, sounds good stuff. We'll check back in with you throughout the morning. Well, as 2025 comes to a close, Google has unveiled the searches that defined our year, from the stories that captured the attention of Canadians to the personalities who dominated the conversation. CTV's John Valley-Rao breaks down the trends that had Canadians curious.
When it comes to summing up the year that's gone by, what better to look at than the things Canadians Googled in 2025? And one subject came up more than any other. The Blue Jays, who gave us some of the year's most memorable moments, including this Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Grand Slam against New York. And in the category of news and events, these 2 words were the year's most looked up, followed by Canadian election results, Iran, LA fires, and the Charlie Kirk shooting. As for the person Googled the most, Mark Carney topped the list.
This was an election year, and Canadians were following the election every step of the way.
Serial killer Ed Gein came in second. He was the subject of a Netflix true crime series. When it comes to athletes, 4 of the top 5 Googled were Blue Jays, including rookie Trey Savage, and rounding out the list, Canadian tennis star Victoria Mboko, who at age 18 won the National Bank Open in Montreal. As for searches, starting with what, among the most popular were, what does elbows up mean? What time is the Jays game today? And what does 6-7 mean? A meme that caught on fast with kids and has no fixed meaning, part of its appeal. The top why questions: why is Canada Post on strike? Why did Trudeau resign? And why do baseball players spit? When it comes to the top searched word in pop culture, it was La Boo Boo, a line of plush toys that went viral, followed by Bianca Censori's Grammy dress.
My name is Happy Gilmore.
Well, the top searched movie was Happy Gilmore 2. And the most Googled song, Golden, from the animated musical K-pop Demon Hunters. A year that had its golden moments as we count down the final weeks to 2026. John Valley-Rao, CTV News, Toronto.
Well, something people have probably been Googling is a former Prime Minister's new relationship. And it seems things between Justin Trudeau and pop star Katy Perry are getting serious. We'll explain just ahead. Also, what to expect as current Prime Minister Mark Carney is set to have a face-to-face meeting with the U.S. President and Mexican President separately today.
Good morning. World Cup fever has hit Vancouver. We're live at the final draw watch party in the city of Vancouver today as fans try and figure out who's coming to BC Place. Your Morning Vancouver continues.
Good morning, everyone. A lot of excitement in Vancouver this morning as the city hosts a final draw watch party ahead of the 2026 World Cup. Today's results will decide Canada's group and which teams could be coming to BC Place. The draw in Washington, D.C. is being set up as a glitzy, star-packed event at the John F. Kennedy Center, the next milestone on the road to the World Cup. Reagan Hasegaw is live at Craft Beer Market in False Creek, where fans are gathering early this morning. So what can we expect there today, Reagan?
Good morning, Carrie. Preparations for the watch party are just getting underway right now. Staff are just setting things up. As you can see, some of the decor is already being placed and the excitement is building. We're expecting hundreds of people to fill this restaurant, including fans, local leaders, and of course, the host of today's festivities, Canadian legend and icon Christine Sinclair. And it's going to feel like a celebration of Vancouver's role on the world stage.
The host country perform well, and I think there'll be a lot of energy and a lot of support in Canada. And
the draw will determine how all 48 teams are organized into groups of 4, including Canada's position in the tournament. Canada, Mexico, and the United States have all been placed in pot 1 as hosts, alongside hired ranked teams, which means they're unlikely to face the world's top contenders right out of the gate. Because of the complex rules and restrictions, FIFA will use computer software to help determine the groupings. After every team is assigned a group, we'll find out where they'll play, and Canada is already confirmed for 2 games at BC Place. Reminder that TSN's live coverage begins of the draw at 9 o'clock this morning. So fans can't wait to see who Vancouver is going to host, and we are expecting a lot of excitement and a full house here as fans celebrate what I'm sure today will be a ball. Carrie.
Pardon the pun. Okay, Reagan Hasegawa joining us this morning. Thanks, Reagan. Well, there is hope the World Cup draw could also help smooth over recent trade tensions. Prime Minister Mark Carney will be in attendance, along with U.S. President Donald Trump and Mexico's President Claudia Sheinbaum.
3 North American leaders who've never been in a room together are going to have a visual of a happy moment, drawing some country names for the World Cup. Those of us who are looking for some hope right now, that just maybe, at the end of the day, the right thing will happen.
Carney will meet with Trump at the Kennedy Center today. He will also meet separately with the Mexican president. The event will be the first face-to-face meetings between the leaders ahead of next year's mandatory review of the Canada-US-Mexico agreement on trade. The renegotiation period has been set to take place 6 years after the deal was struck, which is in 2020. Hearings have been taking place in Washington on the upcoming review, with reports that Trump could be considering leaving CUSMA altogether. The federal government is serving Stellantis a notice of default after the automaker shifted some of its production from Brampton, Ontario to the United States. Appearing before the International Trade Committee Thursday, Industry Minister Melanie Joly said that decision by Stellantis breaches federal contracts tied to manufacturing in Brampton and Windsor, Ontario. One of those involved federal funding for an electric vehicle battery plant in Windsor, a contract that Joly says included job guarantees for the Brampton plant. Well, a massive business deal in the entertainment industry this morning. Streaming giant Netflix is taking over Warner Brothers Discovery for nearly $83 billion. The acquisition gives Netflix access to a vast film catalog and the prestigious streaming service HBO Max. It's the largest consolidation deal in the entertainment industry since Disney's $71 billion takeover of Fox in 2019. The Netflix deal is expected to attract a lot of scrutiny from competition regulators. Both Netflix and Warner Discovery say the deal likely won't be finalized until 2027. Former Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and pop star Katy Perry have made no secret of the fact that they're now dating, but a new photo is providing a new hint at where their relationship may be standing. The pair were both spotted in Japan earlier in the week, and today, former Japanese PM Fumio Kishida shared a photo of a lunch he and his wife shared with the couple. In the caption, he calls Perry Trudeau's partner. Trudeau posted afterwards saying, in part, "Great to see you. Katie and I were so glad to have the chance to sit down with you and Yuko." Now, People magazine says this marks the first time Perry has joined Trudeau in a political capacity. Well, a seal walks into a bar. That might sound like the start of a joke, but this actually happened in New Zealand. This baby fur seal walked, or should we say waddled, right into the establishment, despite being well below the legal drinking age. The unlikely intruder catching staff off guard, with one bartender instructing others to hide their weekly special, salmon pizza. Others tried to capture the seal, but it slipped away hiding in the washroom, poor little thing, and then lodging itself under the dishwasher.
Yeah, so we were just sitting there at the pub 7 customers setting up Christmas decorations, and a baby seal just walked in the front door by itself. I think everyone thought it was a dog at first because we're a dog-friendly establishment.
Well, conservation officers eventually swooped in and captured the animal where it was safely released back into the wild. Staff joking that they got the seal of approval. Aw, did they ever? Glad he went back to where he belongs. Okay, it is the final day of Toy Mountain at Guildford Town Centre. It's a chance for you to help some local families in need. Let's check in with Stephanie. She's watching that mountain grow down there. And is it busy down there yet, Steph?
You know what? It is busy, and it's just so nice to see everybody coming in, even this early on their way to work. And this mountain is definitely growing. We are making holiday magic, dreams come true. In fact, blue is the new green this morning. You can see all these blue elves behind me unpacking toys. That's thanks to our friends at Best Buy Canada. We'll be talking to them in a little bit. But yes, we want to get this. You guys can start going there. You get to work, elves. Get to work. Let's go. We've got things to do here, and we need you to come down to Guildford Town Centre. It is a big day. It's day 2. You've got until 7 o'clock tonight. If you want to get a free Sunny Start breakfast courtesy of Triple O's, you need to get here before 10, and we'll give you a voucher, and then you get to meet all of us as well. So there's the holiday festivities. It's warm and cozy in here. Woo! Because it is a little frightening out there as far as weather is concerned. So yes, it's wet, it's rainy, it's 6 degrees, it's on the cooler side, and it's dark, but it is bright and merry. Ho, ho, ho in here. So there's your, that's where we're at as far as your current temperatures outside. As far as warnings and what you need to be concerned with today, we are looking at snowfall warnings in that yellow warning zone, and that is for the Shuswap area as well as the West Columbia region. 15 to 20 centimeters of snow starting midday into your Saturday morning, and we do have fog advisories in place for Prince George and the Caribou. So lots going on as far as weather, especially through the interior. It is going to be snowy and wintry, but we'll take it because our local mountains, we want that snow for the holiday season. So let's get right now to, bring those umbrellas with you as you're heading out. Cover up those gifts. Bring your unwrapped toys right here to us, because all of these toys are going to be handed out to families in need by the Lower Mainland Christmas Bureau, which we're so grateful for. So I'm going to bring in Karen Arsenault. Thank you so much, from Best Buy Canada. You are the head of social impact and sustainability, and what an amazing job your team is doing. Tell us a little bit about the build-up to Toy Mountain, everything the stores have done.
Sure. So we've been a part of Toy Mountain in the Lower Mainland for about 12 years, since the beginning, and our employees really love to come together and collect all of these toys over the last couple of weeks. So our stores have been drop-off zones for customers and, of course, our employees to be donating these toys. So we're here to bring thousands of toys to families that need them. Plus, on top of that, we have an extra donation of $5,000.
$5,000?
Yeah, we'd love to top up as well. So we know that the Lower Mainland Christmas Bureau can do a lot more with cash, and so we're happy to be able to provide this donation as well.
That is so generous of you. Thank you so much. It's incredible. Tell us a little bit about why you love being involved with Toy Mountain.
Absolutely. So, I mean, throughout the year, our focus is on giving back to youth through education and technology and connecting those. But over the holidays, it's all about the toys. And we know that there's so many families in need that, you know, times are tough, right? So we love to be able to give back. It's a great way for our employees to come together and to give back to their local community as well. And so it's just really important for us to be a part of this.
We're so grateful to Best Buy Canada and all of your blue elves here. So yes, dress in blue, dress in red and green, whatever you want, but come down here. We're here until 7 o'clock tonight. Thank you so much. We're really grateful.
Yeah, amazing. That $5,000 check is going to go a long way. Yep. Thanks for that, Steph. Wow. Way to go, Best Buy. Well, is something from outside our galaxy to blame for a scary incident on a packed plane?
Such a violent, sudden drop.
Well, still to come, why one expert says cosmic rays may have caused a passenger jet to quickly lose altitude. That story still to come.
Payments that are made late, which is 30 days or more, may get reported to the credit bureaus and negatively affect your credit score.
Buy now, pay later options are everywhere, but a word of caution to read that fine print. We'll explain after the break. Welcome back, everyone. Well, now to safety in the sky and a new claim about why a JetBlue flight lost altitude recently. It was solar radiation, perhaps cosmic rays from another galaxy. ABC's Sophie Flay has more.
This morning, a new theory about what really caused a terrifying mid-air drop on a JetBlue flight.
It was such a violent, sudden drop. The flight attendant went completely horizontal, hit the ceiling, flew back down to the ground.
An Airbus A320 flying from Cancun to Newark in October suddenly lurched downward over Florida, injuring at least 15 passengers, forcing an emergency landing.
We've got at least 3 people injured. Seems like maybe a laceration in the head.
For weeks, the working theory was that intense solar radiation had corrupted the plane's flight control data. In response, Airbus ordered an urgent software patch across thousands of planes worldwide. But now, a leading space weather researcher tells Space.com the sun was not active enough that day to explain the failure. Instead, he believes a cosmic ray caused a particle to hit the plane's electronics, flipping a tiny piece of data inside the flight control system and dramatically changing the plane's pitch without warning. Airbus confirms the jet experienced a corrupted value in its elevator control system and says the software fix now has been deployed across its fleet. Experts, including our aviation analyst John Nance, say this event shows just how a tiny change to code can cause problems.
The fact that any ones or zeros in the programs could be scrambled around in any way just by radiation is worrisome, especially if it can interdict the flight controls.
But Nance says passengers should not be alarmed, pointing to how quickly the industry responded.
Should passengers be worried is, no, you're watching the system adjust itself the way it should.
Well, the stress of holiday shopping may tempt you to stretch your budget with buy now, pay later plans. They are convenient, but sign up for too many and you may lose track of those loans. And as CTV's Pat Foran explains, that could quickly snowball into unwanted debt.
You may be tempted to buy now and pay later. For Pamela Reyes, it seemed like a good way to stretch your budget.
A big portion of it was just convenience, being able to split the payments so I wouldn't have to take big hits to my bank account.
But it's very easy to lose track of buy now, pay later loans, especially when taking out more than one at a time.
The smaller ones kind of took me off because I forgot about them. If I'd been in paycheck to paycheck situation, that could have been kind of disastrous.
Consumer Reports found buy now, pay later can lead to overspending and sometimes debt.
With the cost of living, these little microloans might be tempting to turn to, especially if there might not be as much room in your budget.
Buy now, pay later missed payments can trigger higher than expected fees or interest, and missed payments may even show up on your credit report.
Some buy now, pay later lenders report missed or late payments to the credit bureaus, which could hurt your credit score, just like missing a credit card bill. That's why it's so important to stay on top of the loan payments.
When using these services, choose loans carefully and check if you will be charged fees or interest.
Avoid taking multiple loans out at once. And if you do, try to stick with the same company so you're not managing payments from different places.
Set reminders for due dates. That can help avoid missed payments or overdraft fees.
That's a dangerous trend that can really get people in a really difficult situation, and we're hoping to see a reduction in that and more awareness around these debt types.
And keep in mind, when it comes to returns, it's much easier to sort them out with a credit card. With buy now, pay later, refunds can take longer to process, and you may need to keep making payments until it's resolved. As for Reyes, she's decided to be more careful before using the plans.
If you could not afford to make the payment in one go, I would not even consider the buy now, pay later.
Pat Foran, CTV News.
What do Lord of the Rings, water aerobics, and the Pantone color of the year have in common? Well, they're all part of a roundup of hilarious headlines Stephen Colbert put together, coming up in your late laugh. But first, on this day in 1987, Belinda Carlisle from the Go-Go's went to #1 with her first solo hit, Heaven is a Place on Earth. Your milestones are next.
It is is a very special Friday. I'm at Toy Mountain. Look at this mountain grow, all thanks to you. If you haven't come down, you need to head down. You've got until 7 o'clock tonight. If you want to catch a breakfast, courtesy of Triple O's, you need to get here before 10 a.m. Best Buy was just here and just dropped off a ton of new unwrapped gifts, which is what we need you to do here today. Some sleds. Oh, my goodness. You know what? We've got snow through the interior, so definitely getting in the season for the holidays. This is a great gift. This is very original. So thank you to our Best Buy elves who are just here. They made a huge donation. You can bring your cash down. You can tap as you go. You can bring unused gifts, but we want this mountain to grow so high, and we need your help. And all of these toys are going to be looked after by the Lower Mainland Christmas Bureau. They're going to take care of so many families in need. So please help us. This is such an important time of the year. As far as the weather's concerned, we're looking at a high of 9 degrees today. No snow for us just yet, but it is going to be a wet one. So don't forget those umbrellas, your rain gear. If you're heading on down, cover up those gifts. We want to keep them nice and dry, but it's nothing but dry inside Guildford Town Centre. So lots of warmth to come in here to get away from the cold. As far as the provincial forecast goes, we are looking at quite a bit of snow through the interior region. All the higher elevations expecting quite a bit, and we do have those snowfall warnings in place for the Shuswap area, eastern sections, as well as the Western Columbia region, up to 20 centimeters of snow from midday today until your day tomorrow. So 5-day forecast. The best news I can give you is a little bit of sunshine for your Saturday, squeezing through those clouds with a chance of showers, and then the wet weather is back for the remainder of the next several days. So come and get warm and cozy inside here with us. We are spreading holiday cheer. It is that time of year where we want to give back to so many families. It's such an important event for us. So come down here. It's pretty awesome. The vibes are high. Back to you.
That's time for milestones. You know that music. First up this morning, it's a big one. Happy 100th birthday to Anne. Tons of love from her family and friends.
Oh, wow. Happy birthday, Anne. Happy 65th birthday to Lise, our lovely sister, mother, grandmother, aunt, and friend. Hope you have a wonderful day ahead. All of our love from your family and friends.
Happy birthday to Hannah. Lots of love from your family.
Happy sweet 16 to Sophia, the sweetest girl in the world. Hope you enjoy this milestone celebration. Love always from Mom, Dad, and Veronica.
Happy 12th birthday to Jack Grimes. We hope you have the best day. Love from all your families.
Happy 11th birthday, Jazraj. Best wishes from Mom, Dad, brothers, and of course, Simba.
Happy birthday to our loving Gavin. May all your wishes come true. Enjoy your special day. Love from your family.
Happy birthday, Melly. Greetings from Marissa, Heidi, Dulce, Yoli, Juvie, Teresa, and Andrew.
Yeah. Aw. Happy first birthday, Dolly. Love all your family, 2-legged and 4-legged.
So regal. Happy 8th birthday to Benny. Love from your parents and big brother, Eddie. So send us your milestones to bcmilestones@ctv.ca.
Oh, great list. Well, now to the latest list of hilarious headlines. Here's Stephen Colbert with your late laugh.
Desk used by Lord of the Rings author J.R.R. Tolkien is set to be auctioned in London with a guide price of $67,000 to $100,000. I don't care. I don't care. Just sell the boat. Oh, the kids like the boat? Sell the kids. I love you, baby doll. Meanwhile, a widow and widower fell in love during water aerobics. They wed in the pool where they met. That is fantastic, because it proves it's never too late to find love and then completely forget to book a wedding venue. Besides, I believe weddings should be fun, and pools are fun. And meanwhile, Japan has unveiled a human washing machine, so now you can get washed like laundry. I'm sorry, but this is a new level of lazy. Soaping and rinsing ourselves is just too much for us now. So we need to lie immobile while a machine hoses us down, which is frankly pathetic, and yes, I would like one, please. Pantone revealed its 2026 color of the year. Ooh, what is it? Is it a zesty yellow, a creamy blue, a sultry green with a checkered past and a secret family 2 towns over? Prepare your eyeballs, everybody, because here it is, white. Really? You know you've given up when someone asks, what's your favorite color? And your answer is pizza napkin.
Yeah, we were talking about this yesterday. We were shocked that white, specific color of white, but it's just white.
Yeah, it's like cloudy sky, white.
Something like that. But it's white.
So I heard that they explained it by saying that we just kind of all needed a break after this year, like a reset.
Oh, so this is just like a clean slate?
This is a clean slate. Which, after reading that, I kind of was like, okay, yeah, your finger's on the pulse. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's just like clean slate, blank.
I kind of like
Go from here.
I didn't like it at first, but now I'm okay with it.
Yeah, everything's white, people.
It's just white.
From here on in. Yeah. Well, a wave of World Cup excitement this morning as the draw takes place this morning to determine who Canada will play in the World Cup. We're going to take you live to the official Vancouver watch party where the anticipation is building this morning. We'll have that just ahead. Plus,
we're losing some of our best and brightest.
A record number of people are saying bye-bye, BC. The private sector now left scrambling to adjust. And RCMP have released a video they wanted to take a good look at how they're hoping the public can help with an investigation. We'll have the details. Your top stories are next.
I think there'll be a lot of energy and a lot of support in Canada, and I think the boys are really fired up for it.
For soccer fans reaches a fever pitch. In just a few hours, we'll find out who Canada will face at next summer's FIFA World Cup.
I was not prepared to go forward and have that civil war and drive that divide.
What's next for an opposition party in turmoil after John Rustad officially resigns as leader?
Those of us who are looking for some hope right now, that just maybe, that at the end of the day, the right thing will happen.
Prime Minister Mark Carney will meet with Trump and the President of Mexico today with the future of the free trade agreement between the three countries still uncertain. Good morning, everyone. It's Friday, December 5th. Welcome to Your Morning Vancouver. And Vancouver is waking up to a wave of World Cup excitement this morning as fans gather for a final draw watch party. In just hours, we'll know who Canada will face and which teams could be playing here in Vancouver next summer. The draw is in Washington, D.C., and it's being set up as a glitzy, star-packed event at the John F. Kennedy Center, the next milestone on the road to the World Cup. And our Reagan Hasegawa is live at Craft Beer Market in False Creek for the official Vancouver watch party. Good morning, Reagan. And a lot of energy is starting to build there already this morning.
Good morning, Carrie. More of the setup is being put up here this morning as the venue sets to host about 600 people, including fans and local politicians. It's set to be like a World Cup celebration even before the matches begin. And many people will be eagerly awaiting to hear from the host here, which will be soccer star Christine Sinclair, as fans wait to see what Canada's path forward will be and what matchups will end up being in our city.
We're all, as a fan, I sit there and watch these events all the time because I want to see where my country is going to be placed.
Canada, Mexico, and the U.S. are hosts, so they've been placed in the first pot of the draw alongside higher-ranked teams, making it less likely they'll face the toughest opponents early in the tournament. With so many rules and caveats, FIFA will be using computer software to help ensure groups are balanced. After all 48 teams are placed into groups of 4, we'll find out where they'll play. You already know Canada will have 2 matches at BC Place, and while the official draw unfolds in Washington, Vancouver's watch party, led by Christine Sinclair, will be following every moment live. And Carrie, fans are really hoping that some big name matches are going to end up here in the city of Vancouver. We'll be here live all morning getting a reaction to the exciting draw, and a reminder that you can watch it live on TSN at 9 o'clock this morning. Carrie?
Very exciting. Okay, Reagan Hasegawa joining us live this morning. Thanks, Reagan. Well, John Rustad says he will not run for re-election, but will stay on as an MLA. This after he gave in to pressure from his own party and officially resigned as the leader of the BC Conservatives. Rustad took the party from a single seat in the legislature to the cusp of winning last year's election. However, after months of internal fighting and multiple caucus members leaving the party under his reign, a letter by 20 party members was sent asking him to step down. Now, though Rustad says he was encouraged to stay on by family and some other party members, he felt he couldn't in good faith.
To do that would be the creation of a civil war. It could never be about me. If it becomes about me, then I'm here for the wrong reasons.
Surrey MLA Trevor Halford has been named interim leader of the party, but says he won't seek the official position. Well, to breaking news now, Canada's employment rate slightly increased in November, with 54,000 more people now working. This comes as unemployment dropped 0.4% to 6.5%. Statistics Canada says employment growth was concentrated among youth, with just under a 2% increase. In BC, employment made a big jump, up more than 6%, while employment fell by 4.3%. The newest numbers mark the last major data release before the Bank of Canada's final interest rate decision for the year, which comes next week. Well, a new report is highlighting the growth of BC's public sector in recent years, in contrast to a largely stagnant private sector. The Business Council of BC says the province's public sector has grown 39% since 2019. That's in contrast to a 6% increase to the private sector over that period. The report comes at a time of serious economic uncertainty. Earlier this week, 350 people on Vancouver Island found out they'll be out of a job after the shutdown of the Crofton Mill. This also follows last month's announcement from West Fraser Timber that it will close the 100 Mile House Mill, leaving 165 people without work. Well, Germany has its very own Clark Griswold. A family in northwestern Germany has again set the world record for the largest number of decorated Christmas trees in one place. The Record Institute for Germany is confirming that they have decorated 621 trees. Wow. They've broken this same record 6 times before. The trees fill the entire house, including the bathroom. Decorating starts in June every year. We're keeping a close eye on Guildford Town Centre this morning. This is the last day of Toy Mountain, and that's where Steph is this morning, in the middle of the action this morning. And you know what, Steph, I was thinking this is a really difficult time of year for a lot of families, and it's so great that the community and the sponsors are coming together, like if they have a little bit extra, to be able to help those who don't.
So heartwarming. We are so grateful for all of your donations, but we need more. We need more. So bring your unpacked, unwrapped toys down here to Guildford Town Centre. As you can see here, I'm not alone. We've got all of our family here. Our video killed the radio stars, just so you know here. They're photobombing me here. Don't they look festive? Carrie, you got some friends here. Some Holly and Nira, Virgin 945. We've got Move 1035 here. They are, Nat and Drew are over here as well. We'll talk to them in a second. But it is amazing. It is festive, and we are seeing so many friends, so many people coming down here this morning. And it's early. You've got until 7 o'clock tonight. You get to walk the red carpet. You get to put your gift in this mountain that we're building. And look how high it is growing. And the day is young. It is so beautiful and warm and fuzzy in here with all the good feels, because what we're doing is really helping so many people at such a hard time of the year. All of your gifts, all of the money that you donate is going to be going to the Lower Mainland Christmas Bureau. They're going to take care of everything and make sure these gifts get into the right family's hands. So that's the best news. And then we've also got Triple O's down here. They're handing out Sunny Start breakfast, so you get a free coupon to hit that food truck on your way out as you're heading to work or wherever you're going. We want to see you down here. It is such an important time of the year. So as far as weather goes, let's talk about the weather for a little bit, because I could go on and on about the festive feel-good vibes here here at Guildford Town Centre. But it is a little bit wet out there, everyone, so pack those umbrellas. Don't let that stop you. It's still dark outside, 7:51. We'll see that sunrise. And as far as what you really need to know, we do have a yellow warning in place for snowfall for some of the interior regions, including the West Columbia region and the Shuswap. About 20 centimeters of snowfall expected between midday today and your Saturday morning. We also have zero visibility with fog advisories in place for Prince George as well as for the Caribou. So if you're doing any traveling, we are expecting quite a bit of snow through all of our mountains and interior regions, especially at those higher elevations. So that's what you need to know. Otherwise, it's wet along the coast. And for your day ahead, we will catch a few breaks. There'll be some lulls as far as the rain goes. A little bit later, it'll taper off. Your 5 days coming up, there's a sliver of hope, but not much. All the hope is happening right here in Guildford Town Centre. So we need you. We need your donations. This is such an important time of the year for us. So please come and help spread the joy and the love. We're so grateful. Back to you.
All right, Steph. Looking forward to more from you down there at Guildford Town Centre. Well, are you using technology to save you money at the grocery store?
That kind of information at your fingertips for cheaper, locally, I think that would be great.
Yeah, it would be great. Still to come, how informed shoppers can really cut costs. More on that a bit later. But first, Prime Minister Mark Carney is set to meet with Donald Trump ahead of the World Cup draw this morning. What will this mean for trade discussions? What are they going to talk about? We'll break it down right after the break. Prime Minister Mark Carney is in Washington for the World Cup draw today, which Canada, the U.S., and Mexico will be hosting next summer. It comes amid trade tension between the three countries and reports that Trump may withdraw from the CUSMA agreement. Joining us this morning to discuss this more is James Horncastle, SFU Professor of Global Humanities. Good morning, James. Thanks so much for being with us.
Good morning to you as well.
So Carney will be meeting with Trump as well as Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum separately today. Even Carney said these are going to be brief meetings. Do you think there's anything that will come out of these meetings?
I don't think anything substantive will immediately emerge from the meetings. I think from Carney's perspective, the goal is essentially to maintain the relationship that he has built up with Trump, despite the ongoing tensions. Him and Trump tend to at least get along to a certain extent, and he's also trying to make sure that basically that remains a point for basically contact, so that as trade negotiations progress, he can fall back on that to hopefully secure the best deal possible for Canada.
There are reports this morning that Trump is threatening to end CUSMA, that he wants to leave the agreement altogether. Does he have the power himself to do this?
With his control of the party, the Republican Party, certainly he can basically end up ending it. That said, he's going to end up encountering certain problems. Specifically, we see within Washington, there's ongoing consultations with business groups that are vehemently opposed to actually the ending of CUSMA, given the benefits that it's provided to Canada, the United States, and Mexico. But we also have to note that while Trump may not be very consistent in many regards to his policies, one thing that he has been consistently against is essentially multilateral trade agreements. He prefers much more to have bilateral trade agreements, and ending CUSMA would allow for the potential for Canada and the United States, as well as the United States and Mexico, to establish separate agreements.
So if Trump tries to split the deal and renegotiate separately with Canada and Mexico, what could that mean for Canadian exporters and trade with the United States?
There's quite a bit of uncertainty. One thing that we're seeing is that the potential tension point is actually over steel. Specifically, United States steel producers are very much concerned that China is potentially dumping steel into Mexico, which is subsequently re-exported to the United States. I think there could be the potential, if the deal is split, to alleviate some of these concerns and provide relief to these industries. That said, Trump is trying to increase the pressure as much as possible upon Canada, and this may result in Canada having to potentially make concessions in other areas. We don't know which areas these could be, but we know, for example, the dairy industry as well as softwood lumber have been sticking points in Canadian-U.S. politics, very much preceding the Trump presidency going back decades.
And just quickly before I let you go here, I mean, we know that Trump has threatened tariffs. He's changed his mind countless times on trade. How likely is it that he could actually follow through on rewriting CUSMA?
I think he wants to end up rewriting it to a certain extent. The question is whether he ends up rewriting it or ends up basically voiding it in its entirety and tries to end up negotiating bilateral agreements. At this point, we're not really sure because, as I mentioned, Trump is a little bit inconsistent with his foreign policy, but this is why it's important for Carney to basically maintain this relationship with Trump, as Trump is very much a person who relies upon personal interaction in many of his agreements. So if Carney can basically maintain that relationship without a potential escalating factor developing today, I think it has the potential to be beneficial for Canada.
James Horncastle, SFU Professor of Global Humanities, thank you so much for joining us this morning with your perspective and insight.
Thank you for having me this morning. It was great talking to you.
Have a great day. Well, is there a doctor shortage, or is that just a myth? Still to come, what local researchers are saying about Canada's healthcare system and what needs to be done to improve it. Plus,
if you can get that kind of information at your fingertips for cheaper, locally, I think that would be great.
are you using technology to save money at the grocery store? Still to come, how informed shoppers can cut costs. And it's
Today is the final day of CTV's Toy Mountain. We are on site at Guildford Town Centre until 7 o'clock tonight, collecting new unwrapped toys in support of the Lower Mainland Christmas Bureau. Come say hi, drop off your donation, and help us build this mountain. Together, we'll put smiles on a whole lot of faces for the holidays. If you can't make it out and you want to help, donate online at ctvvancouver.ca. Toy Mountain is made possible by our friends at Alpine Credits, Applewood Auto Group, and Triple O's. CTV Weather is brought to you by Craftsman Collision, BC's leader in auto body repair. Good morning. It is day 2. It is so exciting. The mountain is growing. So many people have dropped off gifts already, and there's still lots of time. The day is young. All the good feels are happening. I'm holding a very, very exciting gift for any little girl who loves Barbie. I used to love Barbie when I was this age, and look at this purple. I think it's a Corvette, but bring whatever floats your boat, whatever brings you all that festive joy to give. It is the season of giving, and we need your unwrapped toys. We need to make this mountain grow even higher. It's been a very successful day 1 yesterday. You have until 7 o'clock tonight. All of these donations are going to be looked after by the Lower Mainland Christmas Bureau. Not only that, you're going to get to say hi to all of our radio friends. We've got Nat and Drew here. We've got Holly and Nira. Triple O's is giving you a coupon to hit up the food truck and get yourself a free Sunny Start breakfast. So lots of giving back to you while you give to all the families in need, because it's such an important time of the year and a big event for us. So Toy Mountain, it's in full swing. Come down to Guildford Town Centre today. Don't forget your umbrellas. It is a wet one out there. Let's take a look at the almanac. Seasonal average is 7 degrees. We're going to make it to 9 today, so a little bit warmer than yesterday, but it is still on the cooler side, which is why we're going to be seeing so much snow through the interior region. Expecting quite a snow event, especially in higher elevations. We do have some snowfall warnings I'll tell you about coming up, and we are expecting a lot of rain along the coast. So this rain is going to continue. We're going to get a few breaks. It'll taper off tonight, and then tomorrow we might even see the sunshine sneak in for a little bit of an appearance before another system rolls in, and then we're into days, soggy days ahead. So how about coming down to Guildford Town Centre and getting yourself warm and fuzzy, because it's all warm, fuzzy vibes here on this Friday here at Toy Mountain, and we need you. We need your donations. If cash is easier, and if you can't make it down, you can also do it online on our website. Back to you.
Amazing. All right. Thanks for that, Steph. We'll check back in with you later. Well, in the search for savings, Canadians are turning to technology at the grocery store. CTV's Alison Bamford explains how informed shoppers can cut costs.
They need apples.
Wally Atawoyan is looking for the best deals on groceries.
If I can get the cheapest, I will definitely go for it.
Helping in the search is an app he created, MyFlyer. It allows consumers to compare prices, and if shoppers are willing to go to more than one store, it can generate the most cost-effective trip based on drive time and gas.
If you can get that kind of information at your fingertips for cheaper, locally, I think that would be great.
Atawayan still needs food price data before the app can go public. It would add to a growing list of digital supports that already exist. Some connect consumers with discounted items nearing expiration. Others allow them to browse digital flyers. But experts say even that can be limiting.
Not every product makes it into a flyer on a weekly basis. So there are deals in stores that retailers are offering that people do not know about.
Better Cart Analytics is working on its own app for the new year that would give consumers access to a full catalog of product prices.
We'd like to be able to show consumers what is a regular price and how far or deep that promotion actually is if it is on sale.
Reducing the amount of food waste can also stretch a household budget without the need for an app.
We want to buy just what we need. We want to use it up after we make it, and we want to store it right.
Understanding best before dates is also key to limiting food waste. The date refers to peak freshness and doesn't necessarily mean the product has gone bad. Allison Bamford, CTV News, Saskatoon.
I think I know my prices generally, so I know when something's a deal and when it's not. But I always shop at the same store, so I don't. Well, I mean, I'm not going to give a plug for the place I get PC points.
No name brand.
Do you follow prices? Are you good? Do you know? Do you use technology to help you get a good deal?
I don't use technology, and I probably should do it more. But usually, I'm not shopping for a family. It's just my partner and I, and we have different schedules. So we're going on like single-serve meals a lot of the time. But I am a bit crazy in the sense I like to get my meat in one place. I like to get my veggies at another place.
Because you know you get a good deal there?
Yeah. And then I like to get my pantry essentials from a no-name brand. So, because it's usually the cheapest. So I kind of go to different stores. And I think that's a lot of people's habits now.
Right.
But it would be good if that gentleman who's creating that app can really map out like both gas, like where you should drive to, and prices.
Oh, that would be helpful. I used to be on the Gas Buddy app or whatever, but I just had too many apps, so I deleted it. But that was helpful to find out where the cheap gas is.
Sure.
Yep. Lots of tricks there. Okay, 7:27. A scary incident aboard a passenger jet.
2606, we hit a bird on departure. It looks like it might be in our number 2 engine.
What experts are saying about the moment smoke and flames started pouring out of the engine, that's just ahead. Also, what to expect as current Prime Minister Mark Carney is set to have a face-to-face meeting with the U.S. President and Mexican President separately today.
Good morning. World Cup fever has hit Vancouver. We're live at the final draw watch party in the city of Vancouver today as fans try and figure out who's coming to BC Place. Your Morning Vancouver continues.
Well, a lot of excitement in Vancouver this morning as the city hosts a final draw watch party ahead of the 2026 World Cup. Today's results will decide Canada's group and which teams could be coming to BC Place. The draw in Washington, D.C. is being set up as a glitzy, star-packed event at the John F. Kennedy Center, the next milestone on the road to the World Cup. Our Reagan Hasagawa is live at Craft Beer Market in Falls Creek, where fans are gathering early this morning. Good morning, Reagan. So what can we expect from the watch party there today?
Good morning, Carrie. Well, as you can probably tell, more of the World Cup setup is popping up here as people get ready for this very exciting morning. We're expecting hundreds of people to arrive here, fans, athletes, local politicians, all waiting to watch the draw happen live at 9 this morning. Today's event is being hosted by Canadian soccer star Christine Sinclair, and this is going to feel like a celebration of Vancouver's role on the world stage.
Country perform well, and I think there'll be a lot of energy and a lot of support in Canada. And
The draw will determine how all 48 teams are organized into groups of 4, including Canada's position in the tournament. Canada, Mexico, and the United States have all been placed in Pot 1 as hosts, alongside higher-ranked teams, which means they're unlikely to face the world's top contenders right out of the gate. Because of the complex rules and restrictions, FIFA will use computer software to help determine the groupings. After every team is assigned a group, we'll find out where they'll play, and Canada is already confirmed to have 2 games at BC Place place. TSN's live coverage begins at 9 o'clock this morning for the draw. So fans are eagerly awaiting to see which teams will end up hosting here in Vancouver, rather. But for now, even though it's still quite early in the morning, the excitement is really building here. Carrie.
Hey, Reagan Hasegawa joining us this morning. Thanks for that, Reagan. Well, there is hope the World Cup draw could also help smooth over recent trade tensions. Prime Minister Mark Carney will be in attendance, along with U.S. President Donald Trump and Mexico's President Claudia Sheinbaum.
3 North American leaders who've never been in a room together are going to have a visual of a happy moment, drawing some country names for the World Cup. Those of us who are looking for some hope right now, that just maybe, at the end of the day, the right thing will happen.
Carney will meet with Trump at the Kennedy Center today. He will also meet separately with the Mexican president. The event will be the first face-to-face meetings between the leaders ahead of next year's mandatory review of the Canada-U.S.-Mexico Agreement on Trade. The renegotiation period has been set to take place 6 years after the deal was struck in 2020. Hearings have been taking place in Washington on the upcoming review, with reports that Trump could be considering leaving CUSMA altogether. The federal government is serving Stellantis a notice of default after the automaker shifted some of its production from Brampton, Ontario, to the United States. Appearing before the International Trade Committee on Thursday, Industry Minister Melanie Joly said that decision by Stellantis breaches federal contracts tied to manufacturing in Brampton and Windsor, Ontario. One of those involved federal funding for an electric vehicle battery plant in Windsor, a contract that Joly says included job guarantees for the Brampton plant. Well, the federal public safety minister says the government is launching a review of Canada's firearms classification, including consultations with Indigenous communities on the SKS rifle. The government has been heavily criticized by gun control advocates for not including the semi-automatic SKS on the list of banned firearms. The SKS is commonly used in Indigenous communities to hunt food, but has also been used in police killings and other high-profile shootings in past years. U.S. liquor will be returning to Manitoba shelves, but only for a limited time.
And the idea is we're putting up about $1 million worth of this U.S. booze for sale, and that'll result in $500,000 getting donated to the cheerboards in Winnipeg, Brandon, Thompson.
Premier Wab Kinew says a backstock of U.S. alcohol previously pulled from shelves will go on sale, with proceeds going to charity. Vendors, restaurants, and private wine stores will get first crack, and what's left will go on sale to the public. The Premier says the ban on U.S. liquor will remain in effect. It was implemented in February in response to U.S. President Donald Trump's tariffs. The U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency says the 20 armored vehicles it's buying from the Canadian firm Rochelle are made in the United States and therefore fall under the Buy American provisions. The company's Brampton facility was chosen to build 20 vehicles for ICE, which is facing allegations of human rights abuses over its enforcement of the Trump administration's controversial immigration crackdown. In an emailed statement, the agency says production of the emergency response vehicle originates in the United States. The U.S. military has conducted another deadly strike on an alleged drug boat in the Eastern Pacific. It was shared through a post on X by the U.S. Southern Command, the post including video of the strike. 4 people have died in this strike. It comes as the Pentagon is facing criticism from both U.S. political parties over a September attack on an alleged drug vessel where the military fired follow-up strikes, killing surviving crew members. A Delta flight was forced to abort takeoff after a bird flew into the jet. A recording of the pilots has been released, sharing the moment smoke and flame started pouring out of the engine. ABC's Trevor Alt reports.
This is the moment a Delta 737 struck a bird as it thundered down the runway during the critical seconds of takeoff from Los Angeles International Airport. You see a burst of smoke shoot out of the right engine, the pilot immediately declaring an emergency.
Tower, Delta 2606, we hit a bird on departure. It looks like it might be in our number 2 engine. We're needed to Need to declare an emergency and return.
That flight was bound for Seattle with 99 passengers and crew on board, climbing into the sky yesterday afternoon with flames bursting from that engine. Flight Radar 24 shows the plane making a giant loop over the Pacific Ocean and the city of Los Angeles before safely returning to the airport.
All of the passengers were accommodated on another plane. Bird strikes are not uncommon, but the takeoff is certainly a vulnerable time for a collision, and the pilot had to act quickly. Trevor Ault, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Well, a massive business deal in the entertainment industry this morning. Streaming giant Netflix is taking over Warner Brothers Discovery for nearly $83 billion. The acquisition gives Netflix access to a vast film catalog and the prestigious streaming service HBO Max. It's the largest consolidation deal in the entertainment industry since Disney's $71 billion takeover of Fox in 2019. The Netflix deal is expected to attract a lot of scrutiny from competition regulators. Both Netflix and Warner Discovery say the deal likely won't be finalized until 2027. Well, a newly hatched macaroni penguin chick has made its debut at a Texas aquarium. This little one is just 1.25 kilograms right now. It's just a few weeks old and was 90 grams when it was hatched. Because it's a macaroni penguin, officials at the aquarium say it'll have a pasta-themed name like its peers, spaghetti, linguine, and bucatini. Cute. Love that theme. Okay, it is day 2 of Toy Mountain at Guilford Town Centre as we try to help as many families as we can this holiday season. Steph's down there as the mountain keeps growing this morning, and we are seeing so many people from the community coming in and dropping off new unwrapped toys.
Good morning. It is a festive Friday here, and may the force be with all of you. We are so grateful for your donations. Yes, seeing familiar faces, viewers, new friends, and family members. So it is very exciting. In fact, I'm going to talk to one of our very, very good friends here, who many of you know because he's on the show all the time. But come down, Guilford Town Centre. Today's the day. You've got until 7 o'clock tonight. No excuses. It's Friday. Come and give back to all the families in need, to our communities. The Lower Mainland Christmas Bureau will be looking after all of the toys, the cash donations, making sure everybody is looked after this Christmas season. And Triple O's is going to look after you. You're going to get a Sunny Start breakfast complimentary before 10 a.m. So hurry up and get down here. Don't let the rain get in your way. As far as the rain, it is a wet one out there. 6 degrees, expecting that rain to last all day. We might catch a few breaks, a little bit of lulls into the afternoon, evening hours, and we do have some yellow zone warnings to tell you about. So snowfall is coming down up to 20 centimeters between midday today and your Saturday morning through the interior regions like the Shuswap and the West Columbia region. And we also have near zero visibility with fog advisories in place for Prince George and the Caribou. So if you're doing any traveling, take note. The snow is coming down. It's December. We want that snow, so it'll be a winter wonderland in BC by the time we get to Christmas Day. But it's Christmas today here inside Guilford Town Centre, and as far as your day ahead, you can expect that rain. So now we're going to bring in someone very special. He gives back all the time, but first I just want to say a very big thank you. Craftsman Collision. CTV Weather is brought to you by Craftsman Collision, BC's leader in auto body repair. Hopefully you have those snow tires on, because yes, the snow is coming. Now I'm going to fight here with our good friend here from Your Morning Vancouver. Oh, nice to see you.
Nice to see you. Yeah, long time no see.
You got a big check there.
A big check here for $2,000, and here comes all the presents. There was 3 truckfuls of toys.
You never bring your crew into studio with us.
No, they don't come into the studio, but look what they're doing today, though, with all these toys being unloaded for the kids.
Blue is your color, so everything financial. Peter Sashecki, you are always giving us great advice. So why is Toy Mountain so awesome?
Well, I mean, you're giving back to the kids for those people who don't have a Christmas. And, I mean, it's pretty easy to give when, you know, kids don't have something and all of us have so much. So this is an easy thing to do. And if you can't get down here to bring toys, go online, donate money, get the tax receipt, get a little refund for the next year.
Yeah.
And then give that money that you get in taxes back to the kids too.
Just give. And how do people take advantage of these charitable donations?
I mean, you'll write them off on your taxes next year and you get a tax credit. So, I mean, you give and you get a little financial benefit and you feel good about it too.
The gift that just keeps giving,
it does.
right?
It keeps giving.
Well, we're so grateful. What kind of toys have you got? Look at this huge, oh my goodness, a pink tricycle.
Guildford Mall. Look at that.
Wow, that looks like a fun one. That is definitely a beautiful gift. Well, we're so grateful for you for all that you do with Your Morning Vancouver, as well as what you've just done today. So come down and come bring your unwrapped gifts, your cash donations, grab a Sunny Start breakfast, and don't miss out. You've got till 7 o'clock tonight. Back to you.
Amazing. $2,000. Thanks to Peter from Everything Financial and his whole team down there. Way to go. Good to see you. Thanks,
Carrie
Steph.
says thank you.
Oh, thanks to Carrie. Bye, Carrie.
All right. See you later. Thanks, Steph. Well, the creator of the infamously disastrous Fire Festival is giving it another shot.
To everybody that said there wouldn't be power. To everybody that said the Phoenix wouldn't rise.
Well, still to come, how he is hoping to get a new event off the ground this weekend. But first, is there a doctor shortage, or is that just a myth? What local researchers are saying about Canada's healthcare system and what needs to be done to improve it. That conversation coming up next. A new report is questioning a widely accepted premise regarding long wait times in our healthcare system. According to recent analysis, contrary to what we think, we in fact have more doctors than ever. So why then does access to medical care still remain strained? Joining us to break it down is lead author of the report and professor at UBC, Paul Kershaw. Good morning, Paul. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
So this report that's come out, it must be a bit eye-opening for a lot of people because it is such a common complaint here in BC because we have faced such long wait times to see a doctor that, oh, we don't have enough doctors. Were you surprised at the outcome of the research?
I was, and that's partly though why we organized the project. We started with a set of data that's going to surprise most of your viewers. Over the last half century, BC's population has increased by a little more than double. But over the same period, the number of physicians has actually nearly quadrupled. And that really does seem paradoxical in our province and our country when we're consumed with the idea that we have a doctor shortage because it's so darn difficult to access doctors. Now, in the study, I thought that the paradox would unravel once we recognize that wait times reflect not only a larger population, but an older one. So back in the mid-1970s, when baby boomers were young, about 1 in 10 people were seniors over the age of 65. But if you flash forward to today, now it's 1 in 5. And that really matters because the typical person over age 65 is going to use as much medical care as 4 people under age 50 combined. And so we knew that population aging was going to drive demand for medical care, and that would increase pressures on wait times and pressures on doctors. And as I'll tell you, it's definitely pressures on provincial budgets.
Interesting. Let's talk more about the physicians, though, that your report suggests that although we have more doctors, their hours have grown more slowly. Tell us about why that's the case.
Well, it's critical to recognize that we have more doctors even after I control for the fact that we're not just a bigger population, but an older population, which then begs that question, if there are more of you, why is it more difficult to see you? And just counting the number of doctors isn't quite the right measure. I think the study is partly revealing because over the last decades, doctors do work shorter hours. And in many respects, that's perfectly reasonable because back in the day, you would have had many a doctor sort of as a single earner household where they had someone at home that they might rely on full time for caregiving and domestic work. And that allowed them to put in what now are incredibly long hours. Today, you have many more doctors who are dual earners, and so they're wanting better work-life balance, which is perfectly reasonable. But there are some other incentives that that cause us to attract doctors out of the community, cause family physicians to say, go work more in hospitals and ERs, which works for hospitals. They like it when doctors go work there instead of having to pay nurses. The doctor bills the province directly. Nurses have to be paid for their own budgets. But when we do that, we take family physicians who are like the front door of our system away from the community and then put them in a place where it's convenient for parts of the system, but not necessarily those needing access to a family physician.
Okay, so we've been talking about the doctor shortage and that more funding and more doctors is the solution. But now with these results, what does immediate action look like for you with this information?
Well, I think there's two key outcomes. On the one hand, we're going to need to have a bit of a hard truth conversation with our baby boomer loved ones that back in the mid-1990s, we knew as they retired, they were going to be a big demand on key programs like the Canada Pension Plan and medical care. And back in the 90s, we recognized, oh, if we don't ask baby boomers to contribute more now to the Canada Pension Plan, that system risks going bankrupt when they want to draw it down. The problem is that the provinces didn't do the same with regards to medical care. So instead of building up a surplus of revenue to draw down when boomers were using lots of medical care, we didn't build a surplus, and now every province is in deficit. Indeed, 3/4 of BC's deficit would evaporate if we had the same age profile in our province today as a generation ago. But at the same time, we're going to have to ask doctors, if there are more of you than in the past, even after controlling for population aging, why is it more difficult to access you? That's a different conversation than saying we haven't trained enough of you or we haven't attracted enough of you. And I think that merging those conversations together is going to be critical to protecting universal access to medical care going forward.
Interesting conversation. Paul Kershaw, thanks for sharing details of your research this morning.
My pleasure. Have a great day.
You too. Well, something people have probably been Googling is former Prime Minister's new relationship. And it seems things between Justin Trudeau and pop star Katy Perry are getting serious. We will explain just ahead. Happy birthday to you. And just like this dog, it's time to celebrate your Friday morning sidebar. It's just ahead. Happy birthday. Busy morning this morning with the FIFA World Cup draw. Of course, Reagan's down at the craft beer market and Steph at Toy Mountain. Lots going on this morning.
So much going on. I'm just like, it's palpable.
And you know what? We're ready. We're ready for you, Mona.
Oh, okay, yeah.
This is your moment.
That's right. That's right. It is time now for your sidebar. Friday. Today is all about all the commotion outside of our studio, but also about our furry friends. And we kick things off with a canine that cannot be contained.
What the heck?
Oh boy, a playpen can't keep this pug down. To the surprise of its owner, it was able to move from room to room by flipping over the enclosure.
This actually is a bit terrifying. If you saw this rolling around your apartment and didn't know there's a dog inside.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Is there a tornado running through? Just a pug. Now to a pup that's got its own problems.
Where's my leg?
So this little loaf is looking for his legs.
Where's my legs?
Tammy's owner was seeking him out for emotional support, but realized he's got his own issues to work through. Sometimes your therapy dog needs its own therapy. I don't understand.
That's hilarious. Well, they're all tucked in, so it doesn't look like he has any legs.
Yeah, do they often lose their legs? Like, I don't know where it is. I didn't know that about corgis.
I didn't know that either. All I know is that my cats used to like tuck their hands under. You wouldn't, I used to call them like a loaf of bread.
Yeah.
Just
loafing. So cute.
So
just
cute.
a plop of bread. Well, speaking of therapy dogs, this school threw theirs a birthday party.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Cole is a deaf therapy dog at Dr. William Menny's Elementary in New Jersey. For his 9th birthday, you really take a seat there. The school threw him a big batch. How cute.
And so I wonder if he understands any of that sign language. Does he know that this party is for him?
Well, he's wearing a hat.
He's on a throne. Everyone's looking
9.
at him, camera in his face.
Oh, here we
comes,
go.
buddy.
Here's how he knows.
Oh, yay.
Birthday burger.
Just for you.
Love a birthday burger.
Who doesn't?
I'd love a sunny start.
Oh, I know. Getting those, by the way, down at Guildford Town Center if you bring in a new unwrapped toy or a cash donation this morning. Free breakfast from White Spot.
We're upset we can't be there.
Yeah.
I wish I was there, like with the mountain and with the sunny starts.
Looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, we're missing out. Anyways, that's all for your sidebar.
Thanks, Mona. Well, a wave of World Cup excitement, as we said this morning, as the draw takes place this morning to determine who Canada will play And we're going to take you live to the official Vancouver watch party where the anticipation's building. We'll have that just ahead. Also, a 50-unit proposed supportive housing development in Burnaby is facing backlash. We'll get the concerned reactions from residents. And RCMP have released a video they want you to take a good look at how they're hoping the public can help with an investigation. And we are live at Guildford Town Centre all morning. Look at this mountain of toys. This is all thanks to the community and support of the Lower Mainland Christmas Bureau. Stick around. We're going to take you back there live after the break.
Energy and a lot of support in Canada, and I think the boys are really fired up for it.
Excitement for soccer fans reaches a fever pitch. In just a few hours, we'll find out who Canada will face at next summer's FIFA World Cup.
Not prepared to go forward and have that civil war and drive that divide.
What's next for an opposition party in turmoil after John Rustad officially resigns as leader? Plus, a new program giving an exit strategy to people who have been recruited into extortion violence. Good morning, everyone. It's Friday, December 5th. Welcome to Your Morning Vancouver. I'm Carrie Adams. Well, Vancouver is waking up to a wave of World Cup excitement this morning as fans gather for a final draw watch party. In just hours, about an hour, we're going to know who Canada will face and which teams could be playing here in Vancouver next summer. The draw in Washington, D.C. is being set up as a glitzy, star-packed event at the John F. Kennedy Center, the next milestone on the road to the World Cup. For more on that, we're now joined by soccer legend and BC's own Christine Sinclair. She's down at Craft Brew Market for the big watch party that's taking place here in Vancouver. Good morning, Christine. Good to see you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Oh, absolutely. This is another really big day, Christine, on the path to the World Cup. So what should Canadian fans be expecting today?
I mean, obviously we're finding out who we're going to obviously play, but also welcome to this wonderful country. And then here in Vancouver, I hope the fans are expecting a little bit of a party, some entertainment, and you know, some fun prize giveaways. It's just the beginning. This is where it all starts. You know, as a player, this is when the tournament starts to feel real.
Away. For a long time, Christine, the women's national team has been racking up some big wins for Canada. But will this World Cup be a chance for the men to maybe ride your coattails a little bit?
No, I mean, obviously the women's team, yes, we've had success over recent years, but the men, you know, they're forging their own path. It's a different game, and I think this tournament will be an opportunity for this country to fall in love with our men's team, and I'm excited to watch them inspire the next generation of young Canadians, you know, similar to what we did in 2015. This is going to be an epic event, and I hope all of Canada's ready.
Oh, yeah, we are so ready for this. You have played in a lot of big matches all over the world. What do you think Vancouver fans can expect from the atmosphere next year? We have never had a World Cup in this country. What are we prepared for here?
honestly, I don't know if Canadians are prepared. You know, this is the world's game, and the passion and excitement that the fans from around the world bring, I think is going to be eye-opening for a lot of Canadian fans. We're pretty reserved and quiet bunch, especially at soccer games. So I think this is going to be an eye-opening experience for a lot of Canadians, and we're going to be welcoming the world, and I cannot wait.
I'm already feeling that this is the turning point for excitement going forward for this city. And this is going to be the biggest World Cup in history, Christine, allowing more teams in than ever. I'm wondering, do you like that change?
I'm kind of split. I mean, being part of the women's game, you want bigger tournaments because it forces, you know, national teams to be invested in and professional domestic leagues to be invested in on the women's side. But obviously that's different on the men's side. I don't know. I think you're going to see some teams in the World Cup that, I don't know, it might not quite feel like World Cup, but either way, it's going to be a wonderful event. I would have liked it, I think, kept a little bit smaller. I think we're letter W for the groups now. But no, I mean, it's just going to make the tournament bigger and better, and yeah, it's going to be epic.
No kidding. You know, we've had the Women's World Cup. Now we're getting the men's as well. So what do you think that this event will mean for the growth of soccer here in this country?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's all about legacy and inspiring the next generation and leaving infrastructure in place where this game can continue to grow domestically. You know, inspiring the next generation, you know, to have those kids dream those crazy dreams, to be able to watch their heroes play and, you know, dream of one day representing Canada. I had that moment as a young kid, but here in Canada, I think it's about infrastructure and leaving that legacy and opportunities for young kids to play. It's still something this country's lacking. So it's the fields, it's the stadiums, leaving those in place for the future generations of this country.
Really well said. Christine Sinclair, enjoy the watch party down there at Craft Beer Market this morning. I know it's going to be an exciting morning, and if anyone wants to catch it, the draw is underway on TSN at 9 a.m. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. Really appreciate your time.
I appreciate you having me. Thank you.
You take care. All right, we're turning to breaking news now out of Abbotsford this morning. Police are investigating after a pedestrian was fatally struck by a pickup truck. Emergency crews were called to McCallum Road, just south of Busby Road, around 5:30 this morning. A person was found with life-threatening injuries. They did not survive. Police say impairment is not believed to be involved, but dark clothing and poor lighting are believed to be factors. The road is expected to be closed for several hours, so drivers will need to find an alternate route. Well, John Rustad said he will not run for re-election, but will stay on as an MLA. This after he gave in to pressure from his own party and officially resigned as the leader of the BC Conservatives. Rustad took the party from a single seat in the legislature to the cusp of winning last year's election. However, after months of internal fighting and multiple caucus members leaving the party under his reign, a letter by 20 party members was sent asking for him to step down. Though Rustad says he was encouraged to stay on by family and some other party members, he felt he couldn't in good faith.
In order to do that would be the creation of a civil war. It can never be about me. If it becomes about me, then I'm here for the wrong reasons.
Surrey MLA Trevor Halford has been named interim leader of the party, but says he won't seek the official position. Well, Canada's employment rate slightly increased in November, with 54,000 more people now working. This comes as unemployment dropped 0.4% to 6.5%. Statistics Canada says employment growth was concentrated among youth, with just under a 2% increase. In BC, employment made a big jump, up more than 6%, while unemployment fell by 4.3%. The newest numbers mark the last major data release before the Bank of Canada's final interest rate decision for the year next week. A new report is highlighting the growth of BC's public sector in recent years, in contrast to a largely stagnant private sector. The Business Council of BC says the province's public sector has grown 39% since 2019. That's in contrast to a 6% increase to the private sector over that same period. The report comes at a time of serious economic uncertainty. Earlier this week, 350 people on Vancouver Island found out they will be out of a job after the shutdown of a mill in Crofton. This also follows last month's announcement from West Fraser Timber that it will close the 100 Mile House mill, leaving 165 people without work. Well, Abbotsford Police are starting a new program giving those involved in the planning or execution of extortion-related violence an exit strategy. The new intervention and exit program, called Project Disengage, is designed for people recruited into extortion violence. The program will offer support to individuals seeking a way out of violence and crime, including specialized programs for youth. Earlier this year, Abbotsford Police also established a local task force to fight extortion, similar to another provincial operation. Both came about after a rise in extortion-related crimes over the past 2 years. Well, Mounties in Port Coquitlam have released dashcam video of a serious crash in hopes of advancing their investigation. So you're looking at video from a nearby vehicle at the intersection of Lougheed Highway and Westwood Street. According to RCMP, officers responded at around 2 p.m. Tuesday to the scene where a vehicle slowing for the red light was rear-ended before both vehicles struck a third car and several pedestrians. Police say one driver sustained serious injuries and was transported to hospital. Alcohol and drug impairment are not suspected to be factors. Anyone with information is asked to contact Coquitlam RCMP. Well, Christmas is right around the corner and the rush is on to find a gift. In Vancouver, hundreds of local vendors have set up shop inside the Peony Forum. Make It has been a Vancouver tradition for 17 years and typically welcomes up to 18,000 shoppers. This year, they are expecting big crowds and have included food trucks, entertainment for kids, and even Santa is making an appearance.
There's a demand for local and having the ability to shop local beyond going to a shopping center. Our customers just love being able to interact with vendors, learn how everything's handmade, their process. So it goes so much more than just buying a gift. They actually want to know who made it and how it's been made.
To meet the demand, Make It will be open throughout this weekend and between December 11th and the 14th. Well, former Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and pop star Katy Perry have made no secret of the fact that they're now dating, but a new photo is providing a new hint at where their relationship may stand. The pair were both spotted in Japan earlier in the week, and today, former Japanese PM Fumio Kishida shared a photo of a lunch he and his wife shared with the couple. In the caption, he calls Perry Trudeau's partner. Trudeau posted afterwards, saying in part, "Great to see you. Katie and I were so glad to have the chance to sit down with you and Yuko." Now, People magazine says this marks the first time Perry has joined Trudeau in a political capacity. Well, it's the final day of Toy Mountain at Guildford Town Centre. It's a chance for you to help some local families in need. Steph's been down there all morning watching the Toy Mountain grow. Good morning, Steph. You're just right in the middle of it. There are so many toys down there, and that is really good to see.
Oh, it's amazing to see. It just keeps coming. And look at these two brand new little pink tricycles here. They've got all the bells and whistles, all the accessories. I mean, we'll take anything unwrapped, brand new, all ages. You need to come down here. You need to come say hi to us, first of all. We've got all of our teams here, radio friends from Virgin. We've got Holly and Nero. We have Nat and Drew from Move 103.5. So you need to come down. Triple O's is giving you a Sunny Start breakfast if you can make it before 10. Don't worry about the rain out there. The weather outside is frightening, but inside here it's all warm and fuzzy because we are really building a mountain of hope, a mountain of festivity for families in need. All of these toys, your cash donations are going to be looked after by the Lower Mainland Christmas Bureau. It's the best thing to do. It makes everybody feel good giving back, and that's really what the holidays are all about. So taking a look at the weather right now, don't let it get you down, because once you come inside here at Guildford Town Centre, center. It's just going to be all warm and fuzzy. The vibes are high. It is wet out there. It is about 6 degrees, so it's a cooler start. We're heading to a high of 9 today. It's really the active weather and the yellow zone warnings that I'm going to tell you about right now through the interior region, through the Shuswap, as well as for the West Columbia region. We do have snowfall in that yellow zone warning. Between 15 and 20 centimeters of snowfall expected between midday today and tomorrow morning, Saturday. So that's a lot of snow falling if you're doing any traveling. And until about midday today, we also have fog advisories for Prince George and the Caribou. So active weather through the interior. It'll be wet up the coast. South coast is in the rain. We should see some breaks later on today. It'll taper to showers. I've got your 5-day coming up. In the meantime, jump in your car. You can come to the mall and get everything done right here if you really need to, because we're here until 7 o'clock tonight. And it's really so important. This is our biggest day of the year, and we want this mountain to grow even higher. So come help us out. Back to you, Carrie.
I hope you can get out of that tricycle at the end there, Steph.
I don't think
locked
so.
in?
I'm definitely going to need some help getting out of here.
Yeah.
Help, please.
All right, Steph. Thanks. We'll check in with you later.
Okay.
Well, still to come, a Vancouver Christmas display that's designed to make commuters feel dynamite. How a man realized his childhood dream of spreading Jurassic joy. That's coming up in the Sawatsky sign-off. And Prime Minister Mark Carney is set to meet with Donald Trump ahead of the World Cup draw this morning in Washington, D.C. So what will this meeting mean for trade discussions? Will they go anywhere? That's coming up. Stay with us. Prime Minister Mark Carney is in Washington for the World Cup draw today, which Canada, the U.S., and Mexico will be hosting next summer. It comes amid trade tension between the three countries and reports that Trump may withdraw from the CUSMA agreement. Joining us this morning to discuss this more is James Horncastle, SFU Professor of Global Humanities. Good morning, James. Thanks so much for being with us.
Good morning to you as well.
So Carney will be meeting with Trump as well as Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum separately today. Even Carney said these are going to be brief meetings. Do you think there's anything that will come out of these meetings?
I don't think anything substantive will immediately emerge from the meetings. I think from Carney's perspective, the goal is essentially to maintain the relationship that he has built up with Trump, despite the ongoing tensions. Him and Trump tend to at least get along to a certain extent, and he's also trying to make sure that basically that remains a point for basically contact, so that as trade negotiations progress, he can fall back on that to hopefully secure the best deal possible for Canada.
There are reports this morning that Trump is threatening to end CUSMA, that he wants to leave the agreement altogether. Does he have the power himself to do this?
With his control of the party, the Republican Party, certainly he can basically end up ending it. That said, he's going to end up encountering certain problems. Specifically, we see within Washington, there's ongoing consultations with business groups that are vehemently opposed to actually the ending of CUSMA, given the benefits that it's provided to Canada, the United States, and Mexico. But we also have to note that while Trump may not be very consistent in many regards to his policies, one thing that he has been consistently against is essentially multilateral trade agreements. He prefers much more to have bilateral trade agreements, and ending CUSMA would allow for the potential for Canada and the United States, as well as the United States and Mexico, to establish separate agreements.
So if Trump tries to split the deal and renegotiate separately with Canada and Mexico, what could that mean for Canadian exporters and trade with the United States?
There's quite a bit of uncertainty. One thing that we're seeing is that the potential tension point is actually over steel. Specifically, United States steel producers are very much concerned that China is potentially dumping steel into Mexico, which is subsequently re-exported to the United States. I think there could be the potential, if the deal is split, to alleviate some of these concerns and provide relief to these industries. That said, Trump is trying to increase the pressure as much as possible upon Canada, and this may result in Canada having to potentially make concessions in other areas. We don't know which areas these could be, but we know, for example, the dairy industry as well as softwood lumber have been sticking points in Canadian U.S. politics, very much preceding the Trump presidency going back decades.
And just quickly before I let you go here, I mean, we know that Trump has threatened tariffs. He's changed his mind countless times on trade. How likely is it that he could actually follow through on rewriting CUSMA?
I think he wants to end up rewriting it to a certain extent. The question is whether he ends up rewriting it or ends up basically voiding it in its entirety and tries to end up negotiating bilateral agreements. At this point, we're not really sure because, as I mentioned, Trump is a little bit inconsistent with his foreign policy, but this is why it's important for Carney to basically maintain this relationship with Trump, as Trump is very much a person who relies upon personal interaction in many of his agreements. So if Carney can basically maintain that relationship without a potential escalating factor developing today, I think it has the potential to be beneficial for Canada.
James Horncastle, SFU Professor of Global Humanities, thank you so much for joining us this morning with your perspective and insight.
Thank you for having me this morning. It was great talking to you.
Well, stick around. Streaming giant Netflix is taking over Warner Brothers Discovery. We'll have the latest on this massive business deal in the entertainment industry still to come. And
to everybody that said there wouldn't be power, to everybody that said the Phoenix wouldn't rise.
well, the creator of the infamously disastrous Fire Festival is giving it another shot. How he's hoping to get a new event off the ground this weekend. We'll have that just ahead. And we're going to take you back live to Toy Mountain. Walking the red carpet up to the big mountain here full of toys at Guildford Town Centre. Thank you so much to all the sponsors and the community for stepping up. But we have a ways to go. We'll check in with Steph after the break.
Today is the final day of CTV's Toy Mountain. We're on site at Guildford Town Centre until 7 o'clock tonight, collecting new unwrapped toys in support of the Lower Mainland's Christmas Bureau. Come say hi, drop off your donation, and help us build this mountain together. We'll put smiles on a whole lot of faces for the holidays. If you can't make it out and you want to help, donate online at ctvvancouver.ca. Toy Mountain is made possible by our friends at Alpine Credits, Applewood Auto Group, and Triple O's. My friend Nat and Drew over here, my friends from Move 1035, they're just chowing down on their breakfast, courtesy of Triple O's here. You can also come down to Guildford Town Centre, make your donation, unwrapped gifts here, drop it in our mountain that we're building, and you can take a selfie and just showcase that you are donating and helping families in need. All of these toys, all of those cash donations will be looked after by the Lower Mainland Christmas Bureau. You're going to get a breakfast until 10, courtesy of Triple O's. We're here until 7 o'clock tonight, so no excuses. This is the day to give back. It's a huge day for us. It's day 2. Look at this mountain growing. Look at all these toys. It's been so fun to see everybody come and make their donations. Even with this wet weather outside, it's no bother at all because it's all festive. It's all about giving back here today at Guildford Town Centre for Toy Mountain day 2. So come on down. Let's take a look right now at the weather outside. So looking at the almanac, we are looking at heading to a high of 9 degrees today, a little bit above seasonal. We broke a record in 1939 at 13 degrees, and we're going to see that sundown at 4:14. We should see the rain taper off at around that time as well. Let's take a look now at your provincial forecast. So the big news is the snowfall warnings, yellow zone warnings for areas through the interior, including the Shuswap as well as the West Columbia region, expecting up to 20 centimeters of snowfall starting midday until your Saturday morning. So the system is going to bring heavy amounts of snowfall through the higher elevations, and we do have fog at the lower elevations until about midday for Prince George as well as for Williams Lake. So 5-day forecast, where's the hope? It is tomorrow. We are expecting to see some slivers of sunshine, and then other than that, it's days of rain, but we're into the double digits, so it is mild, and we are looking at wet weather. So come and stay dry. Come bring all your festivity and your donations down to Guildford Town Centre today. Take a selfie, say hi to our friends. Oh, here they are. There they are, Nat and Drew. Give a little wave, guys. There they are. Come say hi to all of our radio friends as well. We'll see you down here.
Get them in the frame there. Perfect. Nice shot. That's going on the gram. Thanks for that, Stephanie.
Sure.
Well, now to Fire Festival creator Billy McFarland, hoping to get a new event off the ground this weekend. This after the original festival landed him in prison. So will this one actually happen? ABC's Will Reeve has details.
To the millions of people who have doubted me.
This morning, Fire Festival founder Billy McFarland is back. And this time, he says you can believe him.
The artists are flying in. The documentary cameras are rolling.
Taking to social media, promising a once-in-a-lifetime festival of music, experiences, and fun taking place this weekend on a small island off the coast of Honduras.
To everybody that said there wouldn't be power. To everybody that said the Phoenix wouldn't rise.
Unlike Fire Festival 2, which McFarland advertised as taking place last spring in Mexico before the government pulled the plug, this year's festival, rebranded Phoenix after McFarland sold off the rights to the name Fire on eBay for a little less than $250,000 this past July, it has a headliner attached. French Montana, who recorded this message McFarland published on his Instagram.
We're going to shut it down. You already know what it is. Shout out to my guy, Billy.
We reached out to Montana's rep, but have not heard back. This would be the third attempt at running a music festival for McFarland. His first try, the original Fire, wound up with him sentenced to 6 years in jail and ordered to pay back $26 million in restitution after he promised concertgoers the ultimate luxurious music festival in the Bahamas.
The actual experience exceeds all expectations.
But what they received was soggy cheese sandwiches, pup tents, and no music after none of the advertised artists showed up.
We had no electricity, there was no showers, there's no bathrooms, there's no running water.
McFarland has tried promoting the exclusivity of this weekend's gathering by selling only 400 tickets and urging potential concertgoers to purchase advertising.
I'm taking 50 custom flags with your company's logo, your inside joke, or your buddy's face, and planting them in the sand around Diamond Key. Each flag is $2,500 US. DM me your artwork, and let's make history.
Will Reeve, ABC News, New York.
Okay, well, you got to give him credit for trying again.
I'm not giving him any credit.
No credit. Okay, fair enough. But, I wonder how many people are going to actually try and purchase these tickets, knowing what has happened with his festivals in the past.
Listen, I'm going to be positive and say I hope everything goes well. But if you show up to this event and nothing good happens, you did it to yourself.
Yeah. I mean,
you can't really trust a con artist.
Well, I'm really curious to know if people are going to want to give him that second or third chance to try to make it what he obviously dreams is a great. If he could pull it off, it would be fantastic. I mean, that's the whole point, is that it sounded like the first time, the second time, the third time, it's going to be a beautiful festival that people would want to put their money into. But it's failed each time.
It's the definition of insanity. You're ramming your head into the wall trying to make the same thing happen. It keeps failing and you're trying again. We can't conflate this with motivation. This is the musings of someone who's unwell.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck. Absolutely. Okay, here's the view outside. It's 8:31 here on Your Morning Vancouver. It is a wet morning out there right now. This is the view of Robson Street in downtown Vancouver, but looks festive with the beautiful lights, doesn't it? Okay, we're taking now a look at your top stories. In Vancouver this morning as the city hosts a final draw watch party ahead of the 2026 World Cup. Today's results will decide Canada's group and which teams could be coming to BC Place. The draw in Washington, D.C. is being set up as a glitzy, star-packed event at the John F. Kennedy Center. The next milestone on the road to the World Cup. Reagan Hasegawa is live at Craft Beer Market in Falls Creek. You've been there all morning, Reagan. There must be so many more fans that are showing up there to see this this event that's starting in about less than half an hour here. What can we expect today?
Good morning, Carrie. You can really feel the buzz in here, and you can probably hear it's a lot louder than when we started talking this morning, and that's because it is starting to really fill up. They're expecting up to 600 people to arrive here, and we're about under half an hour away from the festivities kicking off. There'll be a First Nations welcome. We'll also be hearing from Premier David Eby and a number of city officials. All this as people count down to see who Canada will play first and which matches are coming to Vancouver.
Country perform well, and I think there'll be a lot of energy and a lot of support in Canada. And
The draw will determine how all 48 teams are organized into groups of 4, including Canada's position in the tournament. Canada, Mexico, and the United States have all been placed in Pot 1 as hosts, alongside higher-ranked teams, which means they're unlikely to face the world's top contenders right out of the gate. Because of the complex rules and restrictions, FIFA will be using computer software to help determine the groupings that after every team is assigned to a group. We'll find out where they'll play, and Canada is already confirmed for 2 games at BC Place. And yeah, just a reminder that the live coverage on TSN does begin at 9 o'clock this morning, and expected to get even louder here as we count down to see what future the city of Vancouver will hold as it becomes a host city officially. Carrie.
That is so exciting. 6 months away. Reagan Hasegawa joining us this morning. Thanks, Reagan. Well, there is hope the World Cup draw could also help smooth over recent trade tensions. Prime Minister Mark Carney will be in attendance along with U.S. President Donald Trump and Mexico's President Claudia Sheinbaum.
3 North American leaders who've never been in a room together are going to have a visual of a happy moment, drawing some country names for the World Cup. Those of us who are looking for some hope right now, that just maybe, that at the end of the day, the right thing will happen.
Carney will meet with Trump at the Kennedy Center today. He will also meet separately with the Mexican president. The event will be the first face-to-face meetings between the leaders ahead of next year's mandatory review of the Canada-U.S.-Mexico agreement on trade. The renegotiation period has been set to take place 6 years after the deal was struck, which was in 2020. Hearings have been taking place in Washington on the upcoming review, with reports that Trump could be considering leaving CUSMA altogether. We have breaking news out of Abbotsford this morning. Police are investigating after a pedestrian was fatally struck by a pickup truck. Emergency crews were called to McCallum Road, just south of Busby Road, around 5:30 this morning. A person was found with life-threatening injuries. They did not survive. Police say impairment is not believed to be involved, but dark clothing and poor lighting are believed to be factors. The road is expected to be closed for several hours, so drivers will need to find an alternate route. Well, a massive business deal in the entertainment industry this morning. Streaming giant Netflix is taking over Warner Brothers Discovery for nearly $83 billion. The acquisition gives Netflix access to a vast film catalog and the prestigious streaming service HBO Max. It's the largest consolidation deal in the entertainment industry since Disney's $71 billion takeover of Fox in 2019. The Netflix deal is expected to attract a lot of scrutiny from competition regulators. Both Netflix and Warner Discovery say the deal will likely not be finalized until 2027. Well, still to come, a Vancouver Christmas display that's designed to make commuters feel dynamite. How a man realized his childhood dream of spreading Jurassic joy. That's coming up in the Sawatsky sign-off. But first, a festive floral wonderland. Fleur de Ville, Noel, is taking over downtown Vancouver once again. And we'll be learning what it takes to put together our own holiday garland. Some tips coming up on Your Morning Vancouver.
Well, Christmas is just 20 sleeps away, and whether you're choosing to go all out with the gifts or laying low this time of year, lifestyle expert Chloe Sugar joins us with the cozy tips to enjoy the holidays at home. Welcome, Chloe.
Hi, how are you?
Very well, thank you. So now that we're fully into December, what are some fun or unique ways people can kick off the holiday spirit?
Of course. Well, this is your sign to get cozy with Le'Veon Rose. You want to think dreamy PJ sets and other really cute things to really get you in that holiday mood. So this season's collection, we're seeing a lot of fun, sparkly, shiny patterns, some fun festive prints. Everything is just super soft. So I'm a huge fan of their flannel PJ sets. Like I said, cute, soft, but also like these patterns are so cute. I love a plaid for the season. Add a little gingerbread and mistletoe, and it's so festive. But what I love about these is they're ready to gift. So grab one for yourself, grab one for your friend's family, and you're good to go for this season. They also have some really great accessories, whether it be their slippers or their stuffed animal collection. They have their stuffed deer, where $10 of that go to the foundation, the help of Rose Foundation. So great option there. And again, really just fun options for the holiday season.
Yeah, well, speaking of giving back, how can folks really get involved with their communities and into the holiday spirit of giving this time of year?
Of course. Well, you know what? I'm actually a really big fan of the McCafe at-home coffee products, and they always have really great initiatives for the holiday season. So this December, with any purchase of the at-home McCafe products, McCafe is going to donate $1 up to $125,000 to the Ronald McDonald House Canada. So that's going to really help support families with sick children and their needs. I'm a huge fan, like I said, of their flavors. I love the medium dark roast, but they also just came out with a hazelnut flavor that is chef's kiss for the festive holidays. And they also have another Coffee That Cares quilted puzzle coming out. That's another initiative to help support everything. So really fun options. Again, great way to give back and enjoy a great cup of coffee while you're at it, because we know coffee is going to keep us going this season.
Definitely. We are big fans of the Ronald McDonald House locally as well, so that's great. Now, what are your tips for making the holidays feel fun, whether you're spending them at home or going over to your in-laws' house or having a friend's holiday extravaganza?
Of course. Well, you know what? I always love a really nice high quality cocktail this time of year. And Grey Goose always goes above and beyond with that exceptional French style and that naturally tastes flavor. I personally, like I said, you know, I'm a coffee girl, so I personally love the Grey Goose Vodka Espresso Martini. It's just super easy to make, but with those flavors, you know, that rich espresso, that silky, smooth, super premium vodka just screams kind of festive vibes. But you know what, honestly, with the Grey Goose vodka, you can do so much. There's so many great cocktail recipes that you can come up with, and it's really just a great option for, again, anyone who really appreciates quality craftsmanship. And like you said, great for hosting, great gift option. So Grey Goose has you covered.
All right, I like that. Now, really quickly, Chloe, tell us what decor or gifting ideas can help elevate the holiday vibe without a lot of effort or breaking the bank?
Of course. Well, HomeSense is always one of my go-to places. I find it's really that quick one-stop shop for everything. And when I went in there, I found so many great options. I mean, like I said, we know their decor is elevated. You can always find pieces that really get you in the mood. They have really great gift sets. I was shocked by the pricing, like under $25. So, you know, I'm shopping for myself as well as everyone else. But then I went to like the gift wrapping station, and that's when I really realized like I could find everything I need here, from gift boxes and wrapping paper. So many fun options. And you can always find unique things there that not everyone's going to have, which is what I love about HomeSense. All the great prices as well.
Love it. Like you said, you can't really have the holiday season without a trip to HomeSense. So, Chloe, thank you so much for your time with us this morning and for all the great tips.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.
Good morning. It is a magical morning. I'm here at Guilford Town Center. Look at our toy mountain. It is growing. So many people have already stopped in, and the morning is still young. This is the last day, so you need to come down. You've got until 7 o'clock tonight to bring an unwrapped new toy to come and add. Walk the red carpet. That's a beautiful experience as well. You're going to get to say hi to all of our radio friends here as well. We've got White Spot Triple O's giving out Sunny Start breakfast until 10 a.m. this morning. And it's really about the warm feelings that you're going to have by giving back to families in need. All of these toys, all of your cash donations, we've made it very easy for you to donate. You can go to our website, or you can come and tap online, bring your cash, whatever works for you, and you're going to get a charitable receipt. So we've got the Lower Mainland Christmas Bureau is going to look after making sure all these toys get into the right hands. Don't forget all the different ages. And here we are with our weather. It is a little bit dreary out there, but that's why we're bringing all the brightness, the light, the magic here inside Guilford Town Center for Toy Mountain today. So your weather today, we are looking at 6 degrees. It's a chilly start. We're heading to a high of 9 degrees. We do have some snowfall, yellow zone warnings in place for the interior region, up to 20 centimeters expected around Shuswap and the West Columbia region. And then we've got some fog, which is affecting areas right around Prince George and the Caribou. For your day ahead, we're looking at some breaks later today, and tomorrow, hopefully a little bit of sunshine in the mix before the rain really settles in. But now here's some sunshine for you. We love firefighters. I'm bringing in here all of our friends. I've got a few here to tell you about. This is Severio. We've got Mike and John. They are all part of the board, the president here from the Surrey Firefighters Charitable Society. So great to have you.
Good morning. Glad to be here.
Okay, tell us a little bit about why you love being involved with Toy Mountain.
Well, we have the largest youth community within the GVRD, and so it's important to help out. There's a lot of families that are struggling this time of year, and so we've been doing this for over 20 years now, and it's about helping out these families in these very difficult situations.
And so tell us a little bit more about what you do with youth.
Well, we have many different programs. We have the nutrition program through the schools. We do bursaries. We have gift cards and laptops. So there's a lot of different ways we help out the youth.
I love that you all dressed up and you have a very big check to, donate here. Do you want to tell us about this?
Yeah, we heard in the news today there was some struggles with regards to funding, and so we had a little bit left over, and so I got John to adjust the check, and so we've increased our donation to $10,000.
You bumped it up. That is so wonderful. Do you want to tell us a little bit about why you guys decided to do this?
Well, I think it's just going back for the 20 years, and I mean, growing up, even just from being hired and seeing the boxes in the fire halls for the year, and members and residents from the community donating toys all year, and then coming here and building the mountain. So we all have children at home, and this hits home to us. So what we can do is we try and support in the community.
Well, we're super grateful, and yes, the mountain is still growing. You have all day until 7 o'clock tonight to come down here to Guildford Town Centre and make that donation. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
A festive floral wonderland is taking over downtown Vancouver once again. The Floridaville Noel Trail returns this week with 30 stunning installations inspired by the 12 days of Christmas. Joining us now to show us what goes into creating one of these incredible pieces is Floridaville co-founder Tina Barkley. Tina, so great to have you in. Good to see you.
Great to see you as well.
And the Noel Trail has become pretty much a Christmas tradition, hasn't it?
It really
It's
has.
all over the city, and there's just such beautiful installations. Tell us about what people can expect.
Oh my gosh, there's so many great. There's a ski chalet this year, again, adorned with flowers, a giant sleigh. As you said, the 12 days of Christmas. So mannequins, 12 mannequins, 8 maids of milking, 11 pipers piping. Just in all of their festive colors, bringing in all of the great florals and technique. These florists are artists. They're not just suppliers. So it takes a lot of creativity to make it happen.
Oh, these are just absolutely stunning. And when you're walking around, if you happen upon one, it's like,
yeah, it's stop in your tracks, right?
Stop in your tracks.
It really is.
I can't wait to see the partridge in the pear tree. That'll be a good one. Okay, so you have brought in a lot of florals for us here this morning, because garlands are such a big part, in part of what you do on the Noel Trail, but people want to have a nice one in their home. Why are they having such a moment right now? Why are they so big?
That's exactly it. They're having a moment because I think it's because they have such great impact, right? They're in scale. They're a little bit bigger than just, say, a wreath. And they're flexible. They're versatile. So you can use this down your long table as your centerpiece instead of individual floral arrangements. You can put it on your mantle. You can put it around your door, of course, up your stairway. You can even have it on your door and bring it inside and put it down your table when you need it. So you can move it around as well. It's all about attaching it well. So one of the really big trends right now is the bath rod.
Like a
shower rod. It expands.
Right. And is it pressure mounted?
It's got a spring inside it. So what's fun about this is you can put it in an unexpected space. So in a hallway or somewhere where your guests are going to come and they're going to be just surprised by this beautiful flower moment or green moment. And you can buy these. Don't be intimidated. You can buy these bunches, pine, fir, all the different greeneries that sort of a local florist or a lot of markets carry them, like Granville Island and places will carry them. You can also ask a florist to make you a garland, and then you can just dress it.
Oh, nice.
So you can cheat, or you can DIY.
Okay, so now is the key to have different types of foliage, if you will?
Do you know what? That's really personal preference. I love a mix, but I'll show you how to make one. So if you take some twigs, some branches, so you've got cedar there, and all you need is really some of this great wire that you can buy at Michael's or something. Here's
like a fishing line or something?
I did cut a piece. There's a piece for you right there.
Okay.
And all you want to do is bind the ends really, really tightly into a little bunch. So if you hold it tight, and then what we do to make a really easy garland is you make a whole bunch of these, and you could put in eucalyptus, all sorts of different greens, and you take a piece of twine or rope. This is fancy rope. You don't need it to be so fancy. And you bind them on here, again with wire, in a bit of a waterfall style.
Interesting. So I thought they would be all attached to each other, but the rope is the trick.
That takes a lot more greens. So if you want to do it a little bit more reasonably,
you want to cheat.
Yeah, you attach it to this, and that will make it so great. What you do is you put it all in one direction, but what I do, if I'm doing my door, I'll do half one way and half the other way, and then have that big bow moment at the top.
It just flows
so it flows
down.
on both sides. And you need about 18 feet for that door, just to get all the way around a regular standard door.
From like bottom all the way up to the top and all the way around.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a really good tip.
And then I always tell people, like, have fun with your accessories.
Ribbon, balls, like the ones that you have brought in here. Tell us what you have in some of these. Let's start with the one on the end here.
Yep, that is my Vancouver natural theme. So I've used twigs. I've used this really inexpensive grapevine wreath that you can manipulate. I've used branches, pine cones, raffia to give it that natural feel. And the complete polar opposite to that is the disco theme that I've done in the middle. Yeah, I bought disco balls and gold sparkles and foliage that you can find, like these little faux berries that are just a ton of fun. They're not expensive. You can go to a dollar store to get these.
Right.
You can add ribbon.
Load up.
I'm a big ribbon fan. So the last one is really a Fleur de Ville special. I've elevated this with fresh florals. So you've got the roses on here, the nice, beautiful ilex berries, which are really seasonal right now. Some velvet ribbon, which is nice. Some skimmy. I've added different greens in there just to, again, elevate it. But what's fun is to pick your color scheme for the year and make that your jumping off point for everything.
That's, you know what, this smells absolutely divine. Can't wait to get started on our own garland. Tina Barkley, all the displays for Fleur de Ville Noel Trail are up today.
They're up now, and it's on until Sunday the 14th. So you've got 10 days to take them in. They're constantly refreshed. So enjoy some Christmas florally.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much for coming in.
My pleasure.
Good
Thanks
to
for
see
having
you.
me.
Stick around. We have the Sawatsky sign-off coming up right after the break. And we'll check back in at Toy Mountain one last time. Well, welcome back, everyone, to a Vancouver Christmas display that's designed to make commuters feel dynamite, one smile at a time. Here's Adam with this morning's Sawatsky sign-off.
Long before Tommy the Triceratops found a home in this front yard here, Andy Vu was growing up as a dinosaur-loving boy in Vietnam.
I'm very small. I like dinosaur, but in Vietnam, very poor.
Very poor, but very positive. He could make a better life for himself in Canada.
When I come to Canada, I work hard.
He worked hard, Andy says, and smiled always.
I never work like that. I always work with smile.
And never spent any money, he says, on smoking or drinking.
My money from smoking, from drinking, I kept that to the call to my house.
Well, Andy started using those funds to fill his backyard with little dinosaurs for his own pleasure. When he happened upon that used Triceratops on Facebook Marketplace, he decided to buy Tommy to inspire happiness in others.
Waiting for the bus in the morning.
It's for the people waiting for the bus in the morning, Andy says, and all the others driving by. All this dynamic decorating so they can start their day with a smile. Or, even better, when he powers up his prehistoric pet, inspired Jurassic joy.
Oh, very happy, you know?
And that's how a boy born into poverty grew up to be a man who filled his front yard with an abundance of priceless fun.
They're happy, I'm happy too.
If you want to be happy, Andy says, make others happy. Advice that will never go extinct. Adam Sawatsky, CTV News, Vancouver.
Scary, but fun at the same time. Spooky. All right, let's check in with Steph one more time down at Guildford Town Centre, where Toy Mountain is growing. Hey, Steph.
Hi, Steph.
Good morning. I know it's people are just flowing in right now. Don't be grinchy now. Come down, make a donation, dig deep into those pockets, bring an unwrapped toy, and it's time now for me to enjoy my Sunny Star breakfast. I'm really looking forward to that.
Oh, we're so
It's
jealous.
been a great morning. You've got until 7 o'clock tonight, so everybody come down to Guildford Town Centre and help us build Toy Mountain. It is just magical down here.
Yeah, enjoy your breakfast this morning, Steph.
Looks it, yeah. Thanks, Steph. Have a great weekend.
Yeah, so much happening this weekend.
Wow. And you've got yourself a
I
bouquet.
know, Mona, I do.
Oh, let me smell that. Oh, it smells so good.
Courtesy of Fleur de Ville.
Wow.
Lovely.
That was a lovely segment.
All right, everyone, enjoy your Friday. Hey, happy weekend, everyone.
Busy show, busy week.
Wow, so much going on.
And FIFA is now happening.
Yep, 9 a.m. Hey, we're almost there on TSN. You can switch over and catch the coverage. Have a great day, everyone.
Bye, have a good weekend.